The great Sharon Jones and the Dapkins. We just lost Sharon Jones over the weekend to make 2016 like the shittiest, most fucked up year in the history of rock and roll.
Fuck 2016.
It hasn't been a good one. It has not been a good one. I had Sharon on the show a couple of times and just like adored her from the moment I heard her. And one of those, I don't even think that, as far as her being known, I don't think that happened until she was well into her 50s. And what she dug was just having an audience and being able to go out and do show. You know, like she wasn't looking for the kind of stardom that young people look for. And I know that she had shows in Brooklyn planned for December, despite the fact that she had been so ill. So, you know, just one of those awful things. But I am glad for her that she did have the opportunity to, you know, live out her dream. I got to see her once with Daryl Hall. And I mean, she was just everything you wanted to be. She was just great.
Yeah, she has like one of those really fantastic voices, but I've never got the chance to see her live. But anytime I've seen live performances of hers, I'm like, Jesus. Like, she just comes in with so much energy and so much passion. She's the kind of artist that you can tell just loves to perform. Yeah,
you know, raised in the church, one of those deals. And just another heartbreak. I mean, there's just nowhere to put this anymore. We've lost so many great people this year. I was saying the other day, we should do a GPS heaven because we're literally having better people that have passed on this year than have been left behind.
The class of 2016.
Yeah. Oh, somebody wrote to us on Twitter that they just installed their Ring video doorbell and caught their first porch pirate over the weekend.
Nice.
Give me a retweet on that from Bennington.
Wow.
I wish I'd had one to keep an eye on those pralines with Chris Stanley.
Oh, my God. I
heard you went through the cookies pretty damn fast, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The oatmeal raisin, which he admits is not even close to his favorite cookie.
I have a sweets problem.
He destroyed.
He has an addictive personality, and it doesn't matter what it is.
No.
But you're a porch pirate. There's no doubt.
You really are.
No doubt.
I'm one of those scumbag porch pirates.
That's why I call you that. Well, that and a few other reasons.
100 days. Damn, what an ugly year, right?
I know, it's really sad.
Ugly year.
And what's really sad about it is it's not even, like, now you just are like, well, that's what happens. Like, now we're numb to it. Like, there's been so many that you're just accepting that 2016.
Well,
Who's next?
I didn't with Sharon. I did not accept that, man. It's so crazy, too, when you meet people and you like them and you talk with them and stuff. And then you're like so happy for them, and then something like this happens. All right, it's the Bennington Show. This is a short porch this week, and you can see it around here already. I'm looking down the hall, and it looks like a lot of people are taking the week off.
Yep. Yeah, people taking the entire week off.
Well, if you've got family on the other side of the country or something, you have to, you know?
Yeah.
You just can't fly the day before. It's impossible. This is the most traveled holiday. Thanksgiving is the most traveled holiday that we have.
This is the most quiet we've seen it in a really long time, because you get that around kind of the holidays and then like even the summer weekends. But this was dead. I wasn't expecting it to be this early in the week.
Well, this is the other weird thing is like when we come back from Thanksgiving, it's just like drunk time. You know, like all the office parties take place, all the PR companies and it's just straight drunk time to the end of the year.
Yeah, like as far as on that end of things, I don't think any big decisions get made, which is funny because it's also the month of August. So the month of August and then like late November until the beginning of the year, nobody's making decisions down the hall.
You're right. January through April, I think everybody puts it in. And then once May comes around, there's some excuse and something's coming up.
No.
And then you come back and people are like into it for late September and October. And then that's it.
Then they're done
it's
again.
over. I feel like November just went by like a goddamn missile. I don't even remember.
Well, we had a really busy November.
Yeah, I guess we did. I guess even late October all the way through November was busy for us. I was hoping that we could do one more live event by the end of the year, but I don't know whether we could put it together. But I wanted to do another 101 since Johnny nixed it on Thanksgiving.
Put the
He
kibosh.
put his fucking wide foot down. I'm only guessing that his foot's wide. I just made that up.
It's a wide foot. I've seen his shoes.
You know what? You haven't.
You're spreading
you pay attention
rumors.
to nothing.
Look,
By the way, Chris has put up a nice picture of him with coffee today.
Yeah, it's there's Trump cups. Well, I have a cup.
That's his big joke. And he thought we were going to laugh.
Yep.
How many times are we supposed to laugh when we hear the word cuck? Does that go on forever?
I certainly laughed at first.
Yeah.
To be too much.
I like it.
Not everything.
Wait a minute,
is
was
a
that
cuck.
shot on a fucking doorknob?
That's the image of him as the
you
porch
seriously
fire.
look like a porch fire. That's you with the pralines?
Yeah, it's me with box of Praline.
That's just
So
cruel.
that was the joke from before. That was the guy. Okay. All right. Anyway, it is a Monday. Up on the iBang today, Jeffrey Gurian is the latest to get in on the mannequin challenge.
Really?
Although he didn't know it was a mannequin challenge, if you just go by him. And she had everyone stand still. And then she played a song. And everyone did it.
He's really, he's made it to this century.
Yeah, he's here.
He's arrived.
Well, you know, this is the fucking jumping the shark when it gets around. So this is at the New York Comedy Club. And I hate to say it, but this is one of the better ones. I don't know who was behind this. Do you, Chris?
Von DiCarlo.
Oh, yeah. I saw her the other night. Stunning. Let's see when we get to Jeffrey.
Yeah.
So he explained that he was supposed to be the next comic up. That was the joke. Oh. But they did this after the show, and the audience actually stayed for this.
Yeah, this is a pretty impressive one.
Yeah, it's
That's
a pretty
lot of
impressive
people.
one. And I thought the Sirius XM one was good, too, because it's a lot of people. What I don't like to see is 4 people, 1 person blinking. But then SNL even did it as their fucking hack commercial this week. I was very embarrassed for him.
You know what? I was waiting for for there to be a joke at the end of it, like making fun of the mannequin challenge, but they're like, no, it's just a legitimate mannequin challenge.
Let's do a mannequin challenge with actual mannequins, but they're dancing.
We'll freak everybody out.
Yeah.
The Home Alone challenge. Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Guess they're home. Can't rob them now.
Dave, Columbus.
Hey, Ronnie B.
Hey.
I was watching Shameless last night.
Great.
And they go to a shop behind the bar, and all of a sudden there's a big-ass box of Tito's that's on TV. It wasn't a commercial or nothing. It was just, part of the scene.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want Shameless to be, because that...
You're not drinking responsibly.
No. No one in the family does.
Tito's has made it to Shameless. Gurian's made it to Mannequin Challenges. Everything's coming up.
Boy, there's a lot of awful people in that Shameless. I mean, the entire family, even the baby. They're all bad people.
I've never watched the U.S. Shameless, but I did watch the British Shameless, and that was the case. Literally every character was loathsome.
Yeah, well, it's the same deal. Shameless has been on for like 7 fucking years or something, too. It's just crazy how long it's been hanging around. So the little kids have grown up and they're having sex, and it's just, it's a difficult, it's an uncomfortable thing that we're all viewing. But all TV is just awful people now. That divorce, I was watching that again last night.
I know.
Oh, Jesus.
Just really terrible. The financial stuff is what you're talking about.
Well, all of it. I mean, the fact of the matter is, people when they normally do a horror movie and there's slashers or there's someone's in the house, the real horror is life. If you can just show life as fucking fragile as it is all the time, that any of your, like, for some reason when you're a kid, you're like, the family, and here's my room. You know what I mean? Like, you think there's some stability to it.
No.
And then every year after that, you just pick up the fact that no, most people are one bad decision. Not even a really bad decision. Just a decision that turns out bad away from everything being fucked. Everything. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Oh, God.
From the Bennington
this
Show.
Is terrible.
I'm telling you, if you watch that show and you see like a couple of dumb things, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't feel for those kids. I don't even think I like them.
Really?
Yeah. They look like little Westchester kids to me that have, you know what I mean?
Right.
Latchkey?
Oh.
Well, no.
Why is that? Why would that be latchkey?
Why are you leaping at every stereotype that you've heard? Who are you texting to?
I'm not texting anyone. I swear to
You're
God.
fucking over there. You're hitting the shit out of your phone.
And then you just say latchkey.
Yeah, he says latchkey is a way of, I'll throw out a fucking term I've heard before rather than interact with a person.
It really doesn't apply to this at all.
Alt-right? Was that it? Alt-right? Memes? That day that you said that people in the alt-right are just like memes goes to show.
That's how you defined it. You asked, what is it that the alt-right is all about? And he's like, well, it's a bunch of guys who like memes. Like, that can't be true. Cannot be true.
None of his stuff is true.
I mean, I like a meme. Who doesn't?
Hey, Robert, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Ron.
Hey.
Gail.
Hey.
Hey, Gail.
What's up?
Ron, we were talking about the musicians we lost this year, but it's gonna start snowballing in the next few years, because in the 60s, all those classic musicians that you love, say if they were at a minimum 20 years old, well, they're going to be approaching 80 by about 2020.
Yeah, but we're not losing those.
U.S. life
like,
expectancy.
if someone lived a nice long life and they passed away, you're happy for them,
right?
You know what I mean? You're unhappy when you lose someone too soon.
Yeah,
that's the deal.
And there were way too many too soons, too many.
And I'll tell you this: I know everybody. There's just a lot of stuff that we thought was going to have a short porch for creativity. But, you look at people like that, or Bowie was still making great music. Sharon Jones really had a short time, but she was making incredible music. But I'll tell you this, in comedy, I just watched Colin Quinn's New York Stories. He's better now than he ever was when he was younger. He's better than 99.9% of the fucking, there's the new faces and the new comics. We should put something together called Old Faces. Because I'm telling you, it's better. What Colin's special was better than anything that he's ever done.
I watched Colin's special this weekend and was howling laughing. I loved that special so much.
He nails it. He nails it. And it's like, you hear me bring up all those topics of the way the world has changed, and that sometimes even when the world was less safe, you have a tendency to miss some of that stuff. But his observations and reframing and looking at things that sometimes you think is good but makes life better, you know what I mean? Like, almost, people hate to think that we need progressives and conservatives in this country. Conservatives don't realize how many ideas that they think are traditional but were forced into their fucking thinking by the other side, and progressives have no idea how many of the conservative ideas that they hold onto very tightly and love, because people tend to be stupid and they play this dumb red versus blue, home versus away game. But Colin brought up so many fucking funny things about appreciating New York. And you could tell that he likes, for a guy born here, like Chris doesn't get it, Vito doesn't get it. Normally it's people who moved here who have to get it. But Colin both was born here and
he gets it
and appreciates it. Yeah.
I'm sure you had so many things like that he made reference to that even outside of New York City was familiar to.
Sure.
But, I will not give anything away, but he does a bit about kids in high school that he might as well have been
the black girls one,
the black girls and the black guys coming in late to high school, that he might as well have been in my classroom. Like, it was freaking me out. I was laughing so hard. I was thinking of people I hadn't thought about in years.
Right.
Cracking up.
Well, this is the thing, because you guys will be too young for it. But when he talked about how the black kid would always have a pencil in his afro, but no notebook, no paper, I was fucking cracking up, because I didn't know a single black kid who did not have a pencil. They never had a pen in their fucking hair, but it was always a yellow pencil. And you'd see them look like they wouldn't know where it was in their hair. They were always fucking looking for it. And I was like, there's something I haven't thought of in fucking decades. But the shit that he said about black girls and the treats that they have, is that the one, the angle?
He
that
said
was funny as
the
shit.
black girls have 5 different kinds of candy. Like, they just come, like they're going to a movie, like they're in a movie theater. And then the way the black guys show up late for class with no rush whatsoever. It was I was dying.
But that thing about black girls having 5, I've never had more than one kind of candy on me at any time.
No, it would
never occur to me to get 2 candies of different flavors.
And it would always be they had a ring pop, pixie stick, a bag of Skittles. There would be so many fruity to sour related candies.
But that'll fuck up your candy taste. You don't want to go back and forth, in my opinion. 100 days. Let me see some of these things over the weekend. You definitely want to go check out the Audible thing, because they've got a whole new comedy platform. And this is something that I had talked about before, that I had always believed that listening to comedy is actually better than watching a comedy special. Listening to an album is a better experience and closer to the live experience than watching a special. Right. I hate most specials. I don't mean that I hate the content of them, but I hate the way they're shot.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing since the 80s. And I don't know why they pick a theater.
Yeah, they always go with the theater.
Just to show, look, I can draw at a theater. There's no other reason.
Or maybe just to be the idea of the quantity of audience will have a bigger laugh for... sound-wise.
Yeah, but I think we're trained to not trust a studio audience anyway.
Right.
Fucking all you've got to do is watch. Who's the chick that does the daytime thing? She used to be on New York radio.
Wendy Williams?
Yeah. I mean, her audience is clapping and doing shit and she's like, all right, it's time for us to get into it for real. And the place claps. Yeah. Then that's not going to happen in any fucking real thing. So I don't think it's better. I certainly don't think it's better to see somebody do comedy in an arena.
Well, I always am suspicious of when you cut to the audience and you are seeing someone up close laugh at a joke, because you're like, well, you don't know if that was
a lot of times you can tell it isn't.
Right. Do you remember, this is a bad example because we're talking about comedy specials, but I always think about it because it reminds me of America's Funniest Home Videos, where it's kind of a dud would play, and then they would cut to someone just falling out of their chair, and I'm like, that's all from the same one video that's been funny all night.
That's because TV people have zero respect for us to get something.
Right.
Even in a rockumentary, I don't want to cut to the audience fucking dancing in front of their chair. You're not trying to fucking convince me this is good music. Just fucking lock in. If you go back and watch The Last Waltz, which most people would agree best concert film ever shot, and this is fucking 40 years ago, and it's still, they haven't said anything surpassed it. Marty doesn't cut to the audience once. The audience is basically in the dark. Yeah. The entire time, because he's saying the band is good. And he set that up with a shot list, so he knew who was going to have which solo when. So that's how he was cutting, but not to show that there's some fucking guy in a top hat that looks like the United States flag that is fucking digging the thing. That drives me nuts. Hey, Nick in San Diego.
Hey, buddies.
Hey.
I love the candy bit and the pencil bit. My favorite one is how when the black kid answers a smart question, he's got to do it all nonchalantly, like he just happens to know the answer. You know, they don't want to take any credit for being smart.
That was funny. And they'll also say the way they'll personalize, like, I don't fucking whip Jefferson's ass.
I just love the observation of the speed in which they enter the class already late. But then you have to think, well, maybe you and I actually left the house at the same time. But the speed in which you're walking, that's why you're so late.
And it's not like any of us are driving to school anyway. You got your parent taking you, so to be late in the first place and blame a kid is hilarious in itself. Like, I don't. All right, guys.
It was a funny as shit special, and it was also funny just about how each ethnic group fucking added something to New York, which kind of became part of New York. Like, then everyone started to get it.
Well, I think it was kind of New York where they started to be like, instead of the term, what did they used to use? The melting pot. They were saying, oh, the melting pot is not really what we want. What we want is the salad bowl, which is each individual culture not changing and not melting into each other, but coexisting and making a really cool city.
Yeah, so that you just don't have one of anything, which is what people really worry about with gentrification. You know what I mean? Like, to have one of one type of anything, it stops being urban. It's what we always hated about the mall. You know what I mean?
Right.
The mall was always too safe, too clean, too predictable, too dull, you know? And people never really mixed at a mall. The people that did were the younger people, and they were chased out or arrested for having social moments.
The loitering.
Right. No one ever bitches about anyone loitering in a city. It's what you're supposed to do in a city.
Yeah, that term was brought up so much when I was a kid, like young, like you can't go there. You can't just hang out with your friends there because that would be loitering and you're going to be in trouble. You can't show up to the movies and not go to the movies and just hang out outside of the movie theater. Right. But yeah, this, like, if you live in an urban environment, that's, you have to loiter.
But there's people that are 14 now that are like, why are we getting hassled at the mall? Like, you only realize it when you're fucking 14. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you were allowed to drive a car at 14, you wouldn't be standing around a fucking mall.
You go somewhere else.
Yeah. Somewhere fun. But they're like, this is for shoppers. You're like, I get it, but where else am I supposed to meet fucking people?
I don't have any other place to go.
I got nowhere to go. If they would build us a youth center, then what do you... It's always the same shit. Youth center.
Yeah, but that would be like a bunch of adults overseeing it. You don't really want that. You want to be like coexisting in the adult world.
Weird. No point, dude, because she had her posses behind her.
Who did I miss?
It was just somebody with a black chick with a bit.
Was it Erykah Badu?
Erykah Badu, yeah.
Was it? With the hat?
Yeah. That's why you got to be focused over there. You never are.
Well, I can't. If I turn this way, then
what's
I'm not
her whole deal? I don't know everything about her.
Oh, Erykah Badu is like, she's phenomenal. She's an incredible artist. She's been around since the like early to mid 90s.
Okay,
maybe.
I do know her then. Now, what are you looking at? You know,
got a friend over here. Travis came by just now.
Well, bring him in. Bring him in. Got a friend over here. I can't see where you're at, dude. You realize that, right?
I take up a lot of space and I don't realize.
No, I don't see anybody but you, so I don't know why you would say I got a friend over here and think that I would pick up on it. Just announce yourself. How are you, buddy?
Hey, dude.
All right, you realize you... Oh, what's that? That she's taking care of you?
Yeah.
No, you know what? Show them how the headphones work, too.
Yep. Show them the volume.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Now, you got a volume control there.
Talking here?
Yep.
Can we get
Right
any
in there.
water or milk?
No, you know what? I brought my own.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this, Travis.
Yeah.
You know that you've been challenged in the Seinfeld
I've
trivia.
heard, yeah.
You feel confident in your abilities? I know that years ago we were going to have you do something against Fez.
Against Fez, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel confident.
And you got him so nervous, I believe he had 2 heart attacks. I
Fez?
think that's what happened. Yes.
Or this guy.
No. This guy.
Oh, I didn't know I was the cause for all that.
No, yeah, it was all because of you and your Seinfeld
I'm so
contest.
sorry.
Yeah.
But
Now-
happy for you.
Now, why do you know so much about Seinfeld?
I just watch it every day.
You watch it every day.
Almost every day, yeah. If I have the time, yeah.
Do you think that you have seen every episode?
You know, I think I'm getting there. Yes, of course I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you feel like you've seen every episode?
I think
Kel?
that I cannot remember. It's been, I would say, over a decade since I went, I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
How about you?
I've seen every episode.
See, I don't think they run a lot of the early episodes, like the first season.
No, they don't.
But you've probably seen them once.
No. I know I'm not saying I
Yeah.
haven't, but I couldn't answer trivia questions on it.
Right.
Now, this kid says that he's actually in trivia contests, though. You don't do trivia
I
contests.
don't know.
No.
No.
All right.
I would, but I
Yeah.
don't.
So if we're to line this up, he wants to do the George challenge,
I heard.
where you've got to do the milk powder and baldness.
It's not really going to affect me.
And I don't know whether we can even do that since he's an intern.
I believe we can do that, yes.
I know you believe you can, but we don't know that we.
Is there any official way to find out?
Yes, there's an official way to find out.
Well, why haven't we?
Because I didn't find out yet.
You didn't find out yet.
Yes.
All right. So here's the thing. I hate to bring this kid in because he's so braggy and annoying about
I know,
it.
he really wants this.
He wants it.
really
He's
won't-
hungry for it.
Yeah, you know, like I've never heard somebody care so much about something that nobody's like.
Yeah. The audience isn't screaming for
Yeah, they're
it,
not
and
like-
neither are the hosts. They're like, we want a Seinfeld.
Everyone's like, all right, okay.
Give it to us.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, it is odd that Seinfeld that people haven't acted like we've had enough of it. Like they still honor Jerry as if that show started or
Yeah.
was at its peak now. You
It
know what I
holds
mean?
up. It's 20 years old and still holds up.
And in some ways, it might even be more relevant because it's more part of the conversation, I feel,
Oh,
than
absolutely.
it was then.
Yeah, because I watched it first run, and it took years before everybody was talking about it. Years. And there was always the thing of, you think they're going to get rid of this show? People probably
Right.
couldn't believe that now, but the first 2-3 years, I mean, they were finishing pretty far down, and you're like, oh, shit, it would suck if we lost Seinfeld.
And in retrospect, it's hard to imagine that the middle of the country found those characters to be relatable or likable in any way.
No, they didn't. They did not like him at all. As a matter of fact, you know who used to crush Seinfeld, and you never see the reruns, is the Tim Allen get-together.
Home
That
Improvement?
was a fucking gigantic
Yeah.
show, #1 every week. I mean, it was, the whole family watched it.
JTT.
And
it was pretty
yeah,
big.
JTT came out of that show.
I read that he is now 2 years younger than Tim Allen was when that show
Oh,
started.
that's really
fucking
weird.
Christ.
Oh my god, that's
really
really
suicidal.
creepy.
That's a good home improvement
So
trivia.
we
Yeah,
might,
I can do that too. Yeah.
and Friends was a hit from jump, right from the beginning. Friends was a hit, and Friends is still on every night. But you never walk anywhere, and people are like, "Let me give you Friends trivia and see if you get this."
I mean, BuzzFeed keeps it alive with like, which friend are you? Depending on
Which
what
one do you
Harry
wanna
Potter character you like.
Which one do you want to be?
I feel like I'm a Phoebe.
How about for you?
Chandler?
I think
No.
there's no one you want to be but Chandler.
He was the one with had some pills.
Come
right?
on, why are you acting
I'm
like
just-
you
that's-
don't know
Yeah,
who
but
Chandler
yeah,
is?
everyone knows
Like,
who
that's a-
fucking
you're trying to
Chandler
be
is.
like cool guy.
How about
You're trying
now-
to big time Chandler right now.
Look, everybody wants to be Chandler. I'm sure Vito wants to be Joey.
Yeah,
though,
of
right?
course he
'Cause
wants
the
to be
Italian guy.
Joey.
I'd like to be Joey or maybe Monica because she lost all that weight.
I never believed that Monica was as fat as the fat suit was ever. How much have you lost this year in your 11 months?
I told you guys I put on 20 pounds of muscle, so no weight loss this year.
Okay, but it's all muscle now.
All muscle. Benching
Yeah.
a lot, squatting a lot.
Good. See, I guess that doesn't lead to weight loss, though, right?
No, but
Dieting does.
Yeah.
Dieting does. But I got to get my cheat days in.
Yeah. You'd be better off cheating on your chick than you would. All right, let's bring in the kid, Marcus Hook.
Is he a kid, though?
No. He's the oldest intern we've ever had. And the most obnoxious. So, Marcus, go over and grab that mic over there. Yeah. Oh, you're now.
I've seen him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is something that he brought up too, Travis. He's gone to your desk.
Yeah, that was weird. I heard about that. Yeah.
And I pointed this out.
You mean Orlando?
Yeah, I'm sorry you don't like the things that my daughter gives me that I put on my desk. I understand. I
Is this
get
the
it.
alleged competition over here?
You don't know what a desk is because you're an intern. It's cool.
I'm an intern. I'm also a graduate student, which is why I have a deep and intellectual mind and a strong photographic memory. What do you got?
By the way, Marcus,
You got me there.
Marcus, you're too old to be both. You're too old to be a graduate student.
Listen. Do you remember an appearance by Earthquake on the Brother Love show many years ago where he smashed Hulk Hogan?
That fucked me up.
No.
Yeah, I do. Well,
He's getting smashed like Hulk Hogan.
it's that thing.
Okay, here's the thing. Now you're going to be in a wrestling challenge against Sam. You know what I mean? Is that where you go next
Yes,
after
that's
this?
why I'm leading. I wanted to bring up wrestling because I know they got a wrestling thing on that show, and their whole staff is walking around giving me this stink eye.
Oh, no, why are they giving you the stink eye?
Because they're not ready for the competition. One of them mumbled instigator under his breath to me.
Which one?
Should I name names?
Yes.
Starts with a D.
Who?
It rhymes with Eric.
Why didn't you just say his name?
Derek.
Yeah, but just
I said, I looked at him, he mumbled instigator under his breath and walked by me. I said, damn right.
That's weird.
So we want to put this contest together, right? Mm-hmm. What are the parameters? Is it just about things that happen on the show? Is it about the actors? Is it about, is there something that you guys think would make a good trivia contest for Seinfeld?
I say we stay within the Seinfeld universe itself.
In the Seinfeld
what's on the
universe.
screen?
Like
what's on the screen?
I agree with that.
Okay. All
Not
right. So
like
there's no
the business
who
of.
directed
Right.
or what did
Right.
Jerry's girlfriend go on to do.
None of
It's
that.
just
Yeah.
facts from the show itself.
Yeah, what you saw on the screen.
Okay. And nothing else.
What about guest appearances? Anything? Is that game or no?
like a character that only showed up once or twice?
Or like
Are we talking the actual character?
Like
yes.
Newman?
Or
Yes. Like Newman, yeah.
this guy's don't start with this rope-a-dope situation. I see what you're doing there.
I almost want to give you the win because I feel like you have nothing else going on.
Oh, no, you're right when you say that. There's nothing else going on.
Well, I've been training regiment style. What have you been doing to prepare?
Nothing. Watching Seinfeld, it's so sad.
I got drilled all weekend.
By
okay?
who?
Ew.
By my lady. Okay.
Okay.
She's sitting there with a book that I have.
So that's how it is in that house.
Yeah. So your lady was said, well, like, what are the kind of questions she was asking you?
She was asking me things from all seasons.
Yeah.
Okay. Within the bounds of the Seinfeld universe.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so give me a specific so I know.
Just
where we're
one
going.
example.
Well, I don't want to give away any
Don't worry, we won't
possible
use it.
question.
Yes.
Okay. What was the Bizarro Newman named?
The Bizarro Newman. What was he?
And where did he work?
Mm.
Well, I know you worked for UPS, right? Or Federal Express.
Correct.
Okay. Now his name, do you know it?
Vargas.
Vargas.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Someone read my mind.
I got a Newman.
I didn't know you know how to read minds. That's not fair.
I know a Newman thing, I think, but maybe I'm wrong. But Newman's first appearance, he wasn't seen.
That's right.
On the show. Do you know what it was?
Do I know what the episode was called, or do I know
What happened? Just tell me what
He was
happened.
screaming from the roof.
Yeah, that's right.
okay.
And-
So-
And he wasn't the guy who played Newman.
No,
That wasn't the same voice.
I know who the voice was.
Who?
He doesn't.
No, I don't. Unless it was Larry David, I don't.
Shit.
Jesus.
Ooh,
All right, this guy's got some skills. This guy got some skills.
Skills.
I'm a competitive guy. All right. I've been jazzed up about this
Yeah, but
for a
see-
few days.
No, I know you're gonna what? Whip my ass with your mouth?
Yeah, that's what he said.
So weird.
I'm going to eat you alive with this mouth.
That's even
Ew,
weird.
God.
Now, you guys both agreed to the George thing, even though the first time we were going to do it was going to be eyebrows. But
Yeah.
you wanted no part of that, Marcus Huck.
I make my living based on my appearance.
Oh, male model?
I just have to have a seemingly presentable, non-psychotic look.
Okay.
Male pattern baldness.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Not psychotic.
Yeah.
I'm not just a grad student. I got other things going on.
All right.
We've
What?
discussed. I'm a tour guide. Gail knows that.
Yeah, why haven't you ever brought up that he's a tour guide?
I didn't realize it sounded so
I want you guys to know something, too, about tour guides here in the city, and this is
Yes.
how fucking jive life takes. So when we go down and have a smoke after the show, a tour comes by. It's the one that just faces you. Have you seen that one? It's
The
like-
ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a fake person out there every day to do a wacky New York City thing, like start dancing, and then all the people take fucking pictures and they clap.
You
And
know
they're
who-
dressed like a city worker.
And they do it every day?
yeah.
Same person?
Yes.
Travis. It's like Westworld.
This is very
is.
Westworld. They
Travis.
had another woman who would be in a suit with a
mask, right?
a mask on,
Like a
and she would just
masquerade
be.
mask.
Yeah, and then the tour guy is like, "Wow, this is some nutty city." But now they make a woman looks like a city worker, and she's just sweeping the street, and then she starts doing a dance.
In a brand new crisp jumpsuit.
Yeah, a drum
Jumpsuit.
Okay,
Does he not know that happened in an episode of Seinfeld?
What happened?
That exact same thing happened in an episode of Seinfeld?
what's that?
There's some German tourists going by. Kramer had a bro/man zero in his pocket.
He doesn't do it every day.
He did that on an episode, though. And he
Yes, you're right.
pretended
What did
he
he
was
do
getting
with the man
he
zero?
pretended he was mugging George.
For a
In order
dancer?
to impress the German, just like this guy dancing or lady dancing does on the street. In order to say, hey, let's give him an authentic New York experience. Right, Travis?
That's right. Yes, you are
This
correct.
is going to be a very tough game.
You know what? I have a weird feeling you guys are going to be best friends after this.
I'm starting to like this guy. I gotta tell you, I'm starting to like this guy.
I feel like a real connection between them. I mean, you already
Here's
have.
my prediction. No matter what happens, Marcus Hook complains after every question that the question wasn't formed properly. And I say we take off a point.
Are we talking? The parameters have been established, correct?
Yes. But you're still going to bitch after every question.
I'm a whiner.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I got whined to my whole life, and now I whine back.
Who whined to you?
The people on my tours, my family, my parents.
Yeah. Would you say you had a very J childhood?
Jay.
Yeah.
Jay.
I don't know if that's good or bad, or what it is.
It's how the alt-right talks about Jewish people. They call them Jays.
I thought they called us.
Careful with that one.
Just hold it.
No, it's another one. There's another one. Not cucks. It sounds like a bad word for the Jewish people.
Right.
I don't remember what it is. It's not Jays though. What?
But was your
It
upbringing?
was very culturally Jewish.
Yeah, culturally Jewish.
Right. We weren't sitting around.
Right. Not religiously Jewish.
Not particularly.
Yeah.
And then you know how he is always saying that you look like that guy from the Comedy Jam?
Myers, Josh Myers.
Josh
I
Myers.
ran into him not too long ago, saw him do a show. He doesn't look anything like you and acts completely different.
The thing, people didn't necessarily think we looked alike. They thought we acted alike.
No. This
Well,
guy
he's got a whole
stage
shtick now.
dives. Chicks are crazy about him.
How do you know that's not the case for me?
I see you, and I see the way you interact with the world.
Sort of. You
Right.
see it from a distance.
Yeah.
Up close, I'm pretty charming.
I don't see it. I see you as the brother in Goodbye Columbus.
I thought you saw me as Dan Hedaya.
Oh, yeah, I do see as that, too.
On a tour,
Yeah.
someone told me the other day
Yeah.
I look like Jake Gyllenhaal.
No.
I said, screw you, lady. I'm better looking than that guy.
No, you're not. All right, here's the, there he is right there. There he is. This is your,
Damn,
Yeah,
that
that's
is
pretty
cool.
gangster there.
that's Carla's husband.
Yeah.
In Cheers.
He's a Syrian Jew, I believe.
Now, what is in your background? Do you have a place in the world?
Eastern Europe. My
Eastern
mother's a British Jew, though.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Now, you do tours. What kind of tours?
I do gangster tours. I do architecture tours. I'm a gangster. I do historical ethnic tours. I do tours all over.
What's the most interesting thing on your architecture tour?
the most interesting thing on my architecture show, I like the Greek and Roman classical architecture that inspired New York City. If you go by the New York Public Library, there's 2 lions outside.
Yes, we all
Between
know
the
that.
You know why?
Why?
So New Yorkers can read between the lions.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I heard that joke on a tour once.
I thought I recognized you. I invented that joke.
Just the Taurus. Oh.
Come on, one of them.
Oh, God.
Ew.
Yeah. I could piss on it, but I couldn't come on it. So are we going to do that? What works better for you? Would it work better for you to do this during our show or Sam's show?
Oh, whatever you want.
Okay. And you want an audience or no audience?
Don't care.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'm very
Long hair, don't care.
yeah. So you're the same way, Marcus. We'll just put this together before.
Bring
the
a
Christmas-
ruckus.
Okay. I got to tell you, I'm so fucking rooting against you. And I know I shouldn't say that because you represent our team.
Are you
but
serious?
Yes. I can't believe how much I'm rooting
All right.
against you.
I need the
else?
support of the Bennington family.
Here's something we have to figure out. We need to think of a third party who is going to be able to create these questions and give them out.
Well, I've done wrestling things before, had people from my show represented, and we've lost every time. So I have no problem saying I don't care who wins or loses, who cuts their
I feel
hair down.
betrayed.
Why? Did you think that there was a closeness between us?
Perhaps
I don't
there's
know
a
if he was
chance.
ever on your team to begin with.
That's a very good point, Travis. I've known Travis for what? How many years? Have we
12
go back?
years.
12 years. Never a cross word between us. Never did I think, hey, Travis crossed the line there. He's annoying me with the things that he's saying. And I've known you for such a short time, and you can't bring me water without driving me nuts.
I bring you water. I place it in front of you.
And you're yapping the whole time. And it's
I got a lot to say. I like being the center of attention. I'm sorry. And it's
first of all, I'm just going to leave it as I'm sorry. So you don't have to doubt how we're doing this or whatever. You know what I mean? It just doesn't matter. There's no one's going to cheat anyone.
okay, because I did have some fear about that.
Why?
I don't know. This guy's a longtime ally, I feel like.
Yes.
I'm this shit-talking guy who's coming in here trying to be the best.
You are not trying to be the best. You've done nothing to add. When you were in the fucking 101 show, you didn't even stop when the professional comedians hit the bell.
Hey, man, a wise man once said, why do we learn to fall? Why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. Okay? I fell that day. Thomas Wayne of Wayne Enterprises taught me that. I fell that day, but I picked myself back up.
You're still down.
I'm down. I'm down with the people.
Yes. So I'm rooting against you, but I don't want you to take that personal.
How else could I take it?
Nobody wants the heel to win, and you're playing the heel part.
That's right. And this guy, remember we were talking about Elvis the other day?
We weren't talking about it. You were in the other room while I talked about it.
You were talking about Elvis the other day. You said he needed medical cocaine or something. That's what he's going to need to get the kind of focus that I have in this situation.
Way to tie it all together, Marcus. Thank
Callback.
you.
It's a
There she
callback.
goes. There's Eric. You just
I met her before. Sorry.
where on a tour?
In Israel, actually. I was backstage with her for about an hour and a half.
Did she remember? You think she'll remember you?
Of course.
I would like to know how much the time really was because he told your other producer 2 hours when she first.
Oh, you're creeping in on my
I'm standing right next to you.
spy report? You spy report over here?
So annoying.
I think this is going to go well.
I think you enjoy this a lot, Gail.
Yes. Why not a train wreck?
Who is going to be this third party? We've got to
I'll
find.
be the third party.
Okay.
It's not a difficult thing to come up with questions and ask. I already got what they're saying. It's just things that happened on the show.
Okay. Yeah.
And look how, like, right away when I asked my first question about Newman, they both came in. They got it. I'm not going to go to books because I find out now that he studies books.
Right.
That's correct. So where are you going to get this stuff? You're coming up with questions? Is that what you're trying to say here?
First of all, you don't have to worry about it. This is the only mic time you've gotten you've gotten it twice. First, as you said, you fell. And you fell hard.
I got back up.
You're not up yet. All you have to do is come in and answer questions and not ask questions. That's your problem.
I know. I'm aware. I'm aware that that's a problem.
Right. So when the questions get asked, you answer them.
So I come in.
Yeah.
Sit down the morning of.
Why?
Yeah, go ahead.
No talk. Undertaker style.
Why the wrestling?
Yeah, that's what I was
Wrestling,
thinking.
back to wrestling.
Undertaker style.
I should have said Undertaker style.
Very badass.
Sam wouldn't have known that one.
Yeah.
Just business.
Yes, just business.
You know how the Undertaker's
Going
all
down.
business.
It's touching me.
No, he touches and he threatens when there's no need to.
No.
He's going down.
Okay.
Good. Good.
Travis.
If I do, I do.
You just scratch yourself with your pen?
Well, that conversation you were having before reminded me that I can do that thing.
Great. All right. Let's take a break here. We're setting up a contest that's not going to be entertaining for the home listener. If Marcus wins, it'll be a dark day for me.
Dark timeline.
It will be a bright day. I'll come out of it and show what this show has taught me and what I've learned in the back there, which is to study Seinfeld trivia and do whatever Vito says.
I don't. First of all, Vito could be fired for being your mentor this time, because he didn't even seem like he prepped you for this. I might make this a loser leaves town match and put Vito on the thing. Vito, this might be you leaving the show if he wins or loses.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
How can you not prep this guy to not come in and annoy the shit out of me?
I think that's just his personality.
That's the number one job. Don't annoy me.
I can't help his personality.
No, you can. You're supposed to mold it and change it.
Done a great job with my sweet boy Nick.
Nick came in that sweet.
He is great.
I'm not comfortable with us calling the young man sweet. I think it crosses a line.
I've never named an intern sweet boy.
Okay, now you're turning into the new Marcus instead of just chilling.
That's good for you, Marcus.
Yeah. All right, we break here.
Yeah.
We'll tell you when we're going to do this. We'll work out a date. Maybe we'll line up the other room. We'll put them in the fishbowl or something and do this. We'll do it very professional. We'll be right back. Bennington. Ben Bailey, Disrupted Studio with us.
What's up? How's it going, guys?
Well, you got a brand new special, right?
I do, yeah. It's Ben Bailey live and uncensored, which means it's dirty. Unlike my others.
Yes, therealbenbailey.com. You can purchase it on iTunes and on Amazon.com. Now, do you have to explain, because you've done TV and people have seen you censored?
Yes.
So do you have to go out of your way to explain to people? Not just going to be asking fun questions?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, people actually, believe it or not, they do come to my live stand-up shows thinking that I'm going to be asking trivia questions.
Yes.
I'm like, you guys got to be fucking kidding me.
I know I can win.
So, yeah, and if I swear, if Cash Cab fans come out to see me and I say fuck or I swear, they are just like appalled, some of them. So, but I swear, if you come to my live stand-up shows, I swear, that's just how I talk. So my previous specials have all been clean. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? Why? I feel like I'm sort of peddling a false bill of goods here, like putting out these clean specials, and then people come to my shows, they're like, oh my God, he swears. So I was like, well, I'm just going to do, this is like a real club set, like what you would see if you came out and saw me at a club. You know what? This is what we were actually talking about this earlier today. I think the special shot in a club is so better than something shot in a theater. You know what I mean? Yeah, it feels more like the real experience. You feel like you're kind of there in a club. I think a theater is you're kind of the audience is more removed from it. The home audience, that is. Right. Yeah, I agree with you, man. And I think even in a theater, I know you want to sell as many tickets as you can, but a club is the traditional, Woody Allen, Bill Cosby, Joan Rivers, 1963 in the Village. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like when all this thing came together. Yeah. Yeah.
that was the original way that this kind of comedy was done.
Now, I know you've talked about it before that, like, when you do a late night set, you're going to get more applause breaks. And let's say,
Right.
I think the same with theater. I think theaters get more applause breaks than
Rather than real laughter.
Yeah.
They just, it's like the State of the Union. Or all State of the Union's up until now. We'll see how things go. Right? But, they just keep standing up and applauding like, you're a genius.
Well,
You're like, I didn't even say anything yet.
You brought up, like, the way things are now. I don't know whether you guys saw the Hamilton thing that they went out and
I did, actually.
Explained. They gave advice or they preached to the vice president. I've never heard of shit like this.
That's really interesting, right?
I mean, I think it's pretty common for theater. I mean, theater has always been that kind of very political space. So to me, it kind of made sense.
I guarantee you this has never happened in history.
You don't think
never happened in history where because one person, had a belief that at the end of the show they said, now, Mr. Vice President.
Yeah. Oh, and before we go, we have a word for this
that's
guy.
absolutely historical. No doubt about it.
Really interesting, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And interesting that Trump had the wrong facts about it.
What did he say?
Well, he's basically like, either the cast was rude and booed him and they should apologize. I was like, no, they weren't. They actually weren't rude. They said they were honored to have him there, and they were very polite. And Pence thought so too, and even said so. But Trump just tweeted right away, like, this is awful.
And even
apologize now.
The audience didn't even fully boo him. I mean, it was mixed. He came into mixed response.
See, I don't know. I didn't hear that. All I heard was
I have less problem with that than the audience doing something than I do with the people that were in the show now deciding to lecture somebody out there. Not that I don't think they have the right to do it.
It is weird.
If I'm producing that show, I'm like, no, we do our show.
You do your show, you say goodnight,
It should be whatever in the show you get. Let's do it.
I feel like they felt like they had to some degree after the reaction that he got from the crowd.
Right.
I feel like they felt like they had to address it somehow, that here's this guy's going to be the vice president. He just got
Chris
booed.
Christie goes to all the Springsteen shows, every show that you can get into. And, Springsteen doesn't go, look, there's the governor, and we totally disagree with him.
There he is. Get him.
He's just trying to pretend he's not there.
But at the same time, Chris Christie loves Springsteen and doesn't follow any of the lyrics at all. Right. You know what I mean? Like, he's the exact opposite of what a Springsteen lyric.
Well,
he doesn't know the lyrics. He just bobbing his head to the beat.
What's funny about the boycott Hamilton thing is, I'm sure if you asked Pence beforehand, do you think this group is going to be a big fan of yours? I'm sure he would say no. You know what I mean? Like, he went into it knowing what kind of experience he was going to have, what kind of minded people they're going to have.
Well, Pence believes in gay conversion therapy, supposedly.
Right, yeah.
Theater is gay. Theater, long before people
largely
knew.
Gay,
long before people even knew that there were gay people hanging out with each other. Theater was gay,
Back when the whole world was don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, really. Like 1905, 1910, theater has been gay. It's always been gay. So that shouldn't have surprised them. And then on the other hand, this is also an all-black play, just about, right? And it's political.
What's really interesting, they have black actors portraying people who are actually white.
Right.
And, it's all about that. I mean, I haven't seen it, but it's historical, right? It's about
It's
that
about
time period
Hamilton,
and how things were really kind of screwed up. It's ironic that it all happened at that play. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, the boycott Hamilton. I've been boycotting on my own because of the ticket prices. And it hasn't
you don't have to boycott. You can't get tickets to it anyway.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not going.
Sold out through next November.
2 years from now, I'm not going. Well, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see how people feel about it then.
I mean, I've always kind of made fun of Hamilton because it's hip hop, and yet I've never seen any black people there or buying the soundtrack. It's only white people that seem to enjoy this. And it seems to me like Schoolhouse Rock. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to learn something during it.
Right, you just want to watch.
There's your girl. She just went by again. You're missing every single time.
What's going on? Who went by?
That was Erykah Badu who just went by. See, you can see her.
I saw her out in the lobby.
There.
Yeah, I saw her out there.
It looks like Lincoln.
There's lots of people roaming around. Yeah, she does have that. that
Ben
Lincoln
Bailey
hat.
with his special Ben Bailey live and uncensored, available on the realbenbailey.com, meaning that you couldn't get just benbailey.com. You had to get the real.
I could have gotten it, but I didn't want to, like the person who had it just only had it so that I would try to buy it from them. So I was like, fuck you. I'll be the real Ben Bailey. You can keep it. Have fun with your website that doesn't do you any good at all without me trying to buy it from you, you asshole. Sorry.
You living on the West Coast now?
No, I'm back and forth quite a bit, but I live here. I live in Jersey, Morristown, New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah. Are you a Jersey guy?
No. I'm just always surprised when someone chooses. I mean, you could live in New York or L.A. and you choose Morristown.
Well, Morristown's a great town. I probably career-wise I would be living in L.A. if I could, but I have kids that are in school and an ex-wife in town, and
that's even
it'd be a big ordeal to sell 2 houses and buy 2 houses and
right.
I can't even imagine it.
Are you on good terms with the ex-wife though?
Yeah,
you could even pitch that. Yeah,
I could pitch it, but she'd be like, "No fucking way."
Well, I don't know whether you guys saw this, but Melania and Barron are not moving in.
Saw that.
To the White House because he wants to finish his school year.
That's interesting, right?
Yeah.
It seemed like a surprisingly rational decision.
It really is that you got to let the kid play out the school year.
I think it's important. I was the new kid a bunch when I was a kid.
Is that right?
It sucks. It sucks being a new kid.
I've been new kid many times over.
It's hard,
not
man.
Easy.
No, it's really hard.
It's not easy, but if you do it a lot, you start to get used to it.
You get used to it, and then you can parlay it into
right, that's your thing.
Yeah, if you show up and you act like you're cool.
Yeah.
Then everybody like, oh my God, the new kid's cool. The first time you do it, you're scared and nervous, and everyone's like, kill him! Kill the weak new kid! Yeah, he's not one of us. He will die.
You just adapt to whatever the cool kid in the last school did, and you just take on that persona.
Yeah. Use his whole his entire life, his all credits. Yeah, I killed a kid at my last school. Just got out of prison.
But it is better to end the year, right? And start as the new kid on the first day of school rather than halfway through the school year.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. That's harder. I've done that too.
Both
of those as a kid, yeah. But it was they were both hard.
Right.
First day of school, even if it's the first day for everybody else, is tough if you're the new kid. I was a relatively large, tall kid.
Uh-huh.
And so I just got put into these fights. They were like, you have to, okay.
You gotta
fight. It's they just came up and told me who I had to fight. You got to fight that guy and that guy and that guy. I'm like, what? I never fought anyone. I want to go home.
Yeah. See, they don't allow fights now, but I remember when they would. You know what I mean? Or
it's not like they were allowed then, but you'd get away with it.
But even then, some teacher was like, look, you got to take this outside. And you're like, outside? I thought you'd be stopping it.
I was counting on you to save me. We just have to move to a new area? Get my ass kicked.
Where I have no jurisdiction?
Right.
Go outside and beat the shit out of each other.
You mean where someone can't stop this when it gets too far away?
Take it somewhere else.
But they used to think it was okay for you to slug it out. When it's over, then you guys will be calmed down.
Yeah.
Forgetting it hurts to be punched in the nose and in the teeth.
It does.
Painful.
It really does.
And it's a shock, too.
Yeah. It hurts to punch someone in the teeth.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I was ever hit in the face, I was like, oh, that's shocking. That is a shocking feeling.
Yeah.
I was at a punk rock show and got into a scuffle with a girl, and immediately she hit me first, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in a fight.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so much more shocking than I ever thought it was going to be.
The first time I got punched in the face, I did the same thing. I just kind of stepped back and my mouth was open. I was wide-eyed. I was like, look, they just punched me in the face.
Yeah.
And I remember this teacher was walking by, and she's just looking at me, waiting to see what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And I just didn't do anything. I just stood there I just got punched.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to do now.
But you bring up the fact that a lot of people think it's better to be bigger, but that does put a target for the guy out there who wants to prove that he's not afraid of anybody.
Especially when you're, grade school kids.
Right.
I had to show my my size. I had to like prove that I was. Oh, you're a big guy? Then you have to fight the big guys. I'm like, I'm a mama's boy. I like to draw. I like to draw cartoons and play with Legos, man. I don't want to fight, but I had to. Yeah, it wasn't like it was some bare knuckle brawl, but
Yeah, you just
still sucked. I'm the kid who would cry even if I won the fight.
Yeah.
I'd beat up some other kid. I'd be like, what happened? Why are you crying? You won. This is violent. It's awful.
It's not a good world for the sensitive boys.
Yeah.
The sensitive boys are punished for it.
Yeah. It was good for me. It toughened me. Toughened me up. By the time I got older, I was not, I was okay with that sort of stuff.
It took a certain point where you just had to put some calluses on your soul.
Yeah, you just take a beating once in a while.
It really is true. It really is true. You could make a bigger deal out of it than it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, it hurts and then it's done.
Yeah, it's also like, it's not as exciting afterwards as you think it would be either. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like...
Yeah, it's more the build-up.
Yeah, it's like pretty sloppy and quick.
Oh, it's real sloppy.
And you're like,
ugly.
oh, God, what was that?
It doesn't look like a movie
Most people,
fight scene.
You really get pulled apart kind of more quickly than you would...
Hopefully, yeah. But even bar fights are never as good as one bar fight on a movie.
Yeah,
no TV show.
Never.
I've never seen anybody fly over a table or...
Right, like chair breaks on their back.
Boxing, blocked punches. A shot here and there.
Right.
It's just an ugly brawl.
Right.
Everyone's grabbing and pulling and screaming.
That's most of it. And it's a headlock with a punch in the top of the head.
Right.
It's embarrassing, really.
Like, ow,
it's
my
really,
hand.
really bad.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
Nobody explains the hand pain.
Yeah, it hurts.
Well, that's why anyone in boxing always says, look, if you're going to be in a street fight, hit the guy in the stomach. They're never prepared for it. And, you knock the wind out of them and the fight will be over. And then you're like, I hope I can punch hard enough that a punch in the stomach, you know what I mean? Like,
that it would actually do something.
Yeah. Don't know whether it's going to be that good of a fight.
Have you ever had those dreams where you're in a fight and you're punching, but it's just not doing anything?
It feels like
to
you're
the other
underwater,
person?
like you can't really get...
You're hitting them as hard as you can, and they're just looking at you.
I have literally...
It's the worst.
And I'm going
It's got to mean something. Sexual frustration.
I'm going to put this into your consciousness now.
Okay.
When you're in a fight in a dream, you grab and headbutt.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I do in every dream. And
it works for you?
It works for me and has since I was a kid.
Headbutt.
You just headbutt. That. You can headbutt in a dream.
I'm going to try that.
I'm going to try
Instead
that
of just
too.
like limp wrist hitting someone in a dream, which is usually...
Mine's like full on, like full swing, right hand, hard as hell.
Yeah.
Has no effect on the person that I'm fighting
it just feels
at
like
all.
You're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I always feel like my hand's going like slower than I want it to.
I'm from a very headbutting neighborhood that we always knew that we were coming in. So we were taught very early on to throw the top of the head to the bridge of the nose because it will end.
Oh, yeah.
You'll knock somebody out down.
And any of that kind of blood, too, that the blood that starts from the nose ends the fight.
Yeah, it's too much.
Because no one wants to just bleed out and fight. They're like, oh, my God, I'm bleeding.
I'm bleeding. That's over.
I would still fight you, but I'm bleeding. You can see this.
Yeah, now I need help, and I'm scared. Take the butt of your gun and smash his nose in. Blood squirts out. People start freaking out. Nobody says fucking shit after it.
That's right. Some hero starts to talk.
Thinks he's Charles Bronson.
Yeah. You might get some bitch talk shit to you.
Still the best, right?
Yeah.
The best,
oh, so good.
The best opening to any movie. And I always think about this is like that we heard Tarantino before we ever saw him. It's Tarantino talking his dialogue before we even once say it. Starts on a black screen. And I saw that in the theater and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm watching.
Yeah, you're like, what's going on?
I thought this was going to be gangsters and now they're talking about Madonna. You know, how the Madonna's big dick.
How many dicks was that? A lot. That's right. I totally forgot about the beginning.
It's unbelievable.
So
I got
good.
Madonna's big dick coming in this, dude.
Now, here's the beauty of it, that too. Nobody ever showed a movie where people had any interest other than the plot of the movie, right? So if you were watching The Godfather, they're just talking about gangster shit the whole time.
Right.
And every movie was always that way. And for these guys just to have a pop culture conversation, genius.
Right.
Yeah.
It just like set
It makes them human.
Yeah.
Makes them much more human.
And the weird thing is, it doesn't set it up where you're like, oh, get used to this. This is what the whole movie's going to be like either. Like, it's not like, oh, the whole movie's going to be a bunch of guys just talking pop culture
bantering.
shit.
Right. Yeah.
It just kind of establishes who. It's just like a bunch of guys establishing who they are really quickly.
It's like banter, murder. Banter, robbery. Banter, murder.
Even from jump to Nice Guy Eddie in that movie, it's such a fucking amazing character. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that he's not dressed like everybody else, that he has a completely different job.
Is he the best character in that movie?
It's very difficult to say. You know what I mean? Like, if you, well, we'll give it to Ben because you're an actor. You could have any part in that movie. Who do you want to play?
Oh, jeez. I can't remember their colors now.
Yeah. It's
probably, jeez, man, that's a tough call.
Because I think you got Mr. Orange, Mr. White,
Mr. Black, Mr. Pink.
Yeah. Mr. Blonde is another great one. And
I was going to say Mr. Blonde.
Yeah.
I was probably going to say Mr. Blonde, but I'm trying to think of what maybe would be right for me, too.
Now, the thing about Mr. Blonde is he does have the best fucking part, but then he's lying dead for half the fucking movie. He's lying dead.
But that's
Why do I have to be Mr.
Orange,
Pink?
right?
No, Mr. Blonde, when he gets killed, right?
Oh, right,
He's just laying there for the rest of the movie.
Right, you're right.
Yeah, he's like the guy in Saw, but he doesn't get up.
I don't think he is near the length of material that the other guys do, right?
Like probably White probably has the most.
And Orange.
Yeah.
I think Orange, because he even does the flashbacks. You see that
you get probably Orange is probably the most like meaty part. You know what I mean? Because you're going through.
Who plays Mr. Orange?
Mr. Orange is
Tim Roth.
Yeah,
Tim Roth.
Yeah,
and Mr. White is
Keitel.
Harvey Keitel. Yeah.
Who?
Mr. Blonde, Michael Madsen.
Mr. Blonde is Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, such a great movie.
Brown is Tarantino, I think.
Yeah.
And
Pink
Nice Guy Eddie is the guy
Buscemi.
who's running the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He's the son.
The son.
So is Chris Penn in that.
Chris Penn, yeah.
And his dad,
Joe.
Look,
Joe.
You're not going to pick your own colors.
Why do I have to be Mr. Pink?
Everybody wants to be. We tried it with
you're
another
a fucking
job.
homo, okay?
Everybody wants to be Mr. Black.
That's like both worlds coming together. The banter and the gangster stuff right there. The breakdown of the names. It was so great.
That scene is
You're not
so
picking your own names,
so
right?
great. And everyone said that in real life. That guy was such a fucking prick.
Really?
He used to fuck with everybody else's shots. Yeah.
No way.
They said he was a fucking nightmare to be around.
Oh my god.
He was actually a bank robber, that guy.
Yeah. He seemed like it. Now we go down to the islands. You're going to find that I'm a different disposition down there. I don't believe it for a second.
He never goes to the islands.
You're going
He's
to be
a
a
fun
prick
guy.
down there. Yeah.
Just like drinking Mai Tais and happy.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Pink, how you doing?
We're getting jet skis tomorrow, guys. So get to bed early tonight. But Mr. Orange, I fucking hated him because of turning on the other guys.
Yeah.
What he did to Mr. White, the way Mr. White.
But I loved him, and I crushed on him too. Like I loved Roth so much.
So much blood.
Yeah.
I'm
You ever seen more blood in a movie? He's laying there in like a kiddie pool of blood.
You're gonna be okay.
I'm fucking dying.
Say the goddamn words.
Man, did I quote the right movie in here? This is awesome. I was worried that you guys might not know what I was talking about. It just completely took over the entire conversation. This is great. It's movie talk.
But here's the deal. Is it that movie or Pulp Fiction as the definitive Quentin Tarantino?
I think it's Pulp Fiction.
Over this?
I think so,
Dude,
yeah.
We're sitting here talking about a fucking movie this
Oh, it's
deep,
so good,
and it's
dude.
not even what people would say is his definitive movie.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
But Pulp has all of that, plus, it has the great dialogue, plus the women, plus the style.
The stars.
Yeah.
So many different stories.
Yeah.
The chronology being all out of whack. I remember that made a big impression on me when I saw Pulp Fiction in the theater. I'm just like, what the hell is going on, man? We're all over the place.
And that
fucking Travolta's still alive?
Yeah. It comes
I thought he was dead. How did he just kill Bruce Willis? How the fuck is he still alive?
It comes to a certain point, and then everybody agrees. Like, just when you see the diner and you're like, oh, we're ending where we started. Like, everyone figured that out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like, okay.
Yeah, it was like that amazing pull away.
Yeah.
Where you stay in focus, but you pull away, and the background is like zooming, and it was like, what the hell is going on?
The first time I
Such a great reveal.
I saw that movie, you had already seen it a bunch in the theater and were obsessed with it. And then you got a screener. Somebody had given you a screener, so you were able to watch it at home. And I was just a kid, and he was just like, I'm gonna put on Pulp Fiction. I just want to talk to you just before the movie starts. It is out of chronological order, so you are going to be confused. Like the intro to it was not like you're not going to see graphic violence.
That was your concern?
No. You're going to see...
Make sure that you understand.
It's really bad.
It jumps around a little bit.
Didn't explain the GIMP, but but it's just like, it's going to be a little confusing. And he's just like, just go with it. Let it flow over you. You're not really going to get it until the second or third time you watch it. It's all right.
The GIMP's sleeping.
Could have done better.
Such a ride.
Could have done
what
better.
A ride.
Oh, yeah.
So great.
No.
So crazy. It's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, the GIMP was, by the fucking time they hit that, GIMP sleeping.
Bring out the GIMP.
Wake him up.
Well, I guess you're going to have to go wake him up then.
Wow. Wow. And just even the scene where he pulls up and the other guy's just carrying coffee and sees him. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's in front. He's crossing the street.
Yeah.
And he sees Marcellus Wallace is right there.
And that's
like,
why Travolta got killed, because Marcellus Wallace went out to get coffee, or else he would have been sitting in the living room when Bruce came in.
Right.
So the reason why Travolta dies is he's taking a shit while Marcellus Wallace goes to get coffee.
Yeah.
Right, that's right. I never even realized that.
That's how fucking
he would have been at his apartment.
He would have been sitting there.
He was with them.
Bruce would have either came in or looked in the window and not came in, and Travolta lives.
Mr. Soon-to-be living the rest of his very short life in agonizing pain.
That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good.
Ben Bailey is in studio with us. Ben's special, Ben Bailey Live and Uncensored, is available now on therealbenbailey.com. You can also purchase it on iTunes and on Amazon.com.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff on my website. I just decided, I was like, I'm just going to start making my own stuff and putting it out there.
That's smart, man.
Thank you. I'm really happy about it. But so it's been a lot of work. But there's a special, there's 2 podcasts. One of them is about movies. It's called Speaking of Movies. My girlfriend and I, we love to watch movies and we love to talk about them.
What movies did you guys do in your first two?
Well, the first one we did was Bloodfather, which is a Mel Gibson movie. But we had the audio. We had an audio issue, so we couldn't use it. So the ones that are up, the first episode is actually the only one that's up, and I think it is Batman versus Superman.
Is that right?
Dawn of Justice, I think, or it's The Nice Guys.
Oh, Doug the Nice Guys.
Yeah, The Nice Guys, yeah.
Have you guys seen that yet?
I haven't seen it.
I don't think I have.
It's very much like a 70s movie.
Yeah.
But it's done today. It's actually shot back. It takes place back in the 70s.
Yeah, it's supposed to take place then. Shot in L.A., which was interesting to me because I know a lot of places out there.
And the store.
The Comedy Store's in it repeatedly.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. They have the names up from back then.
What's his name? Shane Black wrote it, who did the Die Hard movies and Last Boy Scout. He's really a great dialogue guy. But yeah, I dug that movie a lot.
Yeah, we did too, man. So that we just watch a movie and then we just talk about it. That's it. It's not even a review or anything.
Just like what you got out of it.
Just like what we just did.
Right.
We just like had a 10-minute talk about Reservoir Dogs. It's basically like that.
Yeah.
We started off by saying, here's the movie we're going to watch. Then we go watch it. We come back. We talk about it. That's it.
All right. Here is Jack in Jersey. Jack
in Jersey.
Hey, $1 million, Ron.
Hey, man.
My younger daughter, who's 11 now, by the time she was 5 or 6, she was doing a Nice Guy Eddie impersonation. It was actually a Jay Moore impersonation of Nice Guy Eddie, where she was trained to say, "You take that gun off my daddy."
Jay Moore's Nice Guy Eddie is one of the best I've ever heard.
It's insane.
I've not heard it. I know he does good impressions, though.
But what I like is when someone does somebody who isn't the main character.
Right.
I've always liked somebody who just does a small piece, a walk-on character at best, and that'll always fucking slay me.
Of all the lines
From
he
Eddie,
does,
you mean just in general? From Eddie movie, anything?
Like when,
Can I give you one? You think you'd be able to get it?
All right, let's try.
Okay, ready? This is random.
Okay.
I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun.
I don't know it, but I already love this.
All right, I'll give you another line from another smaller character from the same movie.
Okay.
You were coming around saying strange things and crazy things.
I don't know this.
All right, I'll give you a more obvious line from it.
Yeah.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
The not Alien, the Predator.
Predator, yeah. It's Bill Duke.
Some fun.
Bill Duke is sneaking up on him when he breaks the razor against his face.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun. It's the best. I love it, man. I love that movie. That's
Shane Black's in that movie too.
Oh yeah, Shane Black is in that movie. I think he wrote.
Oh no,
I think he wrote it.
Oh shit!
Look it up.
That's one of the best.
But here's what I always loved about that shaving thing. It's because of the humidity, the jungle humidity makes it like a steam room.
Yeah.
You ever shave in a steam room? It's the best thing ever.
And then that was the girl.
Yeah.
Saying strange things and crazy things. That's such a classic.
So you can find out how he was connected.
Just acted it.
Just acted.
Yeah.
One of the things another thing on my website that reminds me is a short film called Blam, which stands for Badly Written Action Man.
Oh.
So I play like an action hero guy.
Yeah.
The tagline is he's the world's greatest action hero with the world's worst writer.
Right.
So I have all these little hero lines, but they're awful. So that's another thing you can get on my site right now.
Just like rom-coms, the 90% of the action films have terrible dialogue. Just ungodly. Like the shit that was done in the 80s that Arnold had to say.
Like in Commando and shit?
It was just insane.
Yeah. Like, this thing is inspired by those movies, for sure.
And I think you're lucky if you
let off some steam, Bennett.
You're lucky if you get the kind of bad dialogue. Because a lot of times action movies, you're like, that sounds like placeholder.
Right.
You're like, we'll get back to writing that dialogue, but we know we need to move to the next scene.
Yeah, we have a line like this for here, and then it never gets developed.
It never gets developed.
Yeah.
You're actually lucky if you end up with an action movie that has entertainingly bad dialogue.
Yeah, well, that's what we've come to expect from them.
Yeah,
is these bad but kind of witty.
Well,
this is like that, but twisted again till it really is awful.
They show zero wit until it's time to kill someone, and then suddenly, what a clever line!
I got something for you.
So fast when anyone else would be nervous.
Only after you murder someone. I have to excuse my friend; he's dead tired. Those are the best.
Now, who do you think got the scripts to look at first? Do you think Arnold or Sly? Where, if you wrote an action movie in the 80s, would you, and you're going to have Arnold, Sly, Mel Gibson, and Bruce Willis?
Probably Arnold. I mean, maybe depending on what time.
Yeah.
Specifically, I would say probably Arnold.
I think it was Sylvester in the 80s. I think in the early 90s, once it became 1990 and when Terminator 2 came out, Arnold got everything. Right. But I think in the 80s, because he had Rambo. It was
still because of Rambo and Rocky.
Yeah.
Those were two major franchises. Remember, nobody had franchises.
Nobody did, and he did.
And he had two. You know,
it's funny. I did. You guys know Don Herrera?
Love him.
I did his show last week out in L.A., and we were talking about exactly that. The same thing. He's talking about Stallone and how he had two franchises back then, and before that he had nothing. He was living at the Port Authority.
Oh yeah. There's a thing. I was just in Philly.com. This is the 40th anniversary of Rocky, and imagine the people of Philly are fucking celebrating it. I mean, when does anyone celebrate a movie? And that Stallone to this day can't walk through that town without causing a riot. And it's 40 years.
Still making Rocky movies, too,
Still making Rocky movies, and people are
He's 75.
Still crying and jumping up and down watching them. They're mad for that dude.
Yeah. He's great, man. He really is.
He's a real star.
They're making a behind-the-scenes thing of Expendables 3, I think. and you get to see him working with, like, he's directing and starring all the stuff. He really blew me away, man. He's really into every part of it, and he had really smart, insightful things to say. He was helping out, the actors that were in the scene. I was just like, man, this guy is really good. He knows what he's doing, and you can tell he really loves it. I think that's what comes through for him.
He was so crazy. So he's broke. He writes this Rocky movie, and they're like, well, this is great. We're going to get James Caan to play the lead. You're going to get like $200,000. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
No.
I'm Rocky.
I'm Rocky or nobody. Yeah.
How crazy. And there was no independent film scene where he could go out and make this himself.
Yeah.
If it gets turned down by the studio, nobody's... They're saying, "Hell, you can't work with that guy. He's a dick."
Right.
And no one thought that it was genius. They thought, "Hey, this is entertaining. We can make something. This would be perfect." James Caan, everybody knows him. He's Sonny Corleone. Will be perfect for this.
Rollerball.
I mean, it's not like they said, "Oh, we'll get Dick Van Dyke to play this," and he's like, "No, you're not getting it."
It's a musical. We'll make it a musical.
Sonny Corleone would have been a perfect fucking Rocky.
Fuck yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'll go see him in this.
Well, they try to make movies like that, more or less the same story since then, and have not been able to.
I think there's a boxing movie every year.
It seems like it.
Every year. I mean, people don't even watch boxing on TV anymore, but there's a boxing movie every year.
There's one coming out, and then there was one Jake Gyllenhaal was in last year.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't
You go check. We could put together a list. I think every year since Rocky, there's been a boxing movie.
Probably, man.
At least we had Creed was this year, or that was
last year, right?
Last year.
And then Southpaw was this year. Is that the one you're talking about?
Southpaw might have been early this year with Jake Gyllenhaal.
This year we have Bleed for This.
It's
about Vinny Paz.
Oh, really?
Yes, came out on Friday.
Man. I remember him saying, like, after a fight, he's like, "Oh, one day I'll make a movie of my life. It'll be great." And that actually fucking happened.
And Hands of Stone came out this year.
Yeah.
And I know that they just did, Boom Boom Mancini was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just about every year there's a boxing movie. But there was a Paul Newman movie called Somebody Up There Likes Me, where he played, I think, Rocky Graciano.
Oh, wow.
It was Rocky. I mean, fucking Stallone basically lifted all his mannerisms.
I never heard that movie, man.
Yeah, you'll watch it. You'll fucking dig it. But it was like in 58, 59.
And it's Paul Newman playing the character.
Paul Newman, yeah. And he's fucking really great.
Paul Newman was amazing.
Unbelievable.
He was so great, man.
Unbelievable.
Did you ever see HUD?
Fantastic.
He's so good. He's such a horrible piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I hate this guy. Yeah. I can't stop watching. He's so good.
He's one of the best ever.
Yeah, he was so great, man. Good salad dressing, too.
Fantastic.
Solid.
He had a theater, too, up in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And everything they ever did was just kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, it was very laid back. I saw him race cars. Awesome. I mean, he lived a fucking lifestyle that looked like a guy that was very comfortable being Paul Newman.
Yeah.
But there's a movie that he did late, like in the 80s, where he was an alcoholic fucking lawyer and he's taken on the Catholic Church.
Oh, yeah.
And it was one of the best movies I've ever seen. And he was like 70 when he did this.
What's the name of that?
I'm trying to think of
his
it.
Absence of Malice.
Yeah, I wanted to call it that too, but that's a different one, right?
Movie.
Yeah.
Also a great movie.
The Verdict?
The Verdict.
Yeah.
That's it.
I remember
it's a
that
great
movie.
Boston
really
movie.
Is. Yeah, he's a mess. He's trying to hold on to his career. And
he's just a mess, and he's just fucking so great, so on the edge, so shitty, and yet he has this moral code. He was just... I remember seeing Cool Hand Luke on TV when I was a kid, and it's the first time I was like, I don't know if a fucking guy is real, but that's everything.
My boy says he can eat 50 eggs. He can eat 50 eggs. Hey, Baba Lugas, we got a bet over here. That's such a great. That's an all-time great.
The being a little kid and seeing the girl wash the car.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, go ahead, baby.
She knows exactly what she's doing.
He's doing George Kennedy impressions. That's fucking perfect.
He was great. Now I'm thinking the Iger sanction just popped in my head. You said George Kennedy. But I was going to say, this is awesome. I hope this is cool. I love talking about movies. We're talking about movies the whole time. Nobody's Fool.
Oh yeah,
it's one of my favorite Paul Newman movies.
And one of
way
my
later. And
I love fucking Willis in that too.
Oh,
it goes to show
a
Willis.
Great movie.
If Willis could have just been an actor instead of a movie star, I don't know if Arnold could have or any of those other action guys, but Willis could have just been a strong actor.
Yeah,
it was his choice to make.
Just a great character.
Yeah,
for Paul Newman, where he's like the guy that everybody shits on, but he's just taking care of everyone.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I mean, he had that thing when you would see him, and even though, and I kind of feel like the new Paul Newman is Brad Pitt, where you see a guy that is better looking than you're comfortable with, yet plays very street.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's the thing. He has crazy sexiness. Paul Newman had crazy sexiness, but he's like, but also cool. You know what I mean?
He also seemed like a regular guy.
Right.
Somehow, yeah.
Did you guys ever?
They were royalty. He and Redford were like Hollywood royalty. And I always try to place, and I came along the same lines you did.
Yeah.
Who are the modern day Newman and Redford? And it's like George Clooney and Brad Pitt in the Ocean's 11 movies reminded me of the two of them.
Yeah.
They were class act, Yeah.
A
lot of fun, but also great.
Well,
great
Brad Pitt like crazy looks like Robert Redford. Like it's really.
And yet he acts like Paul Newman.
Yeah. He's like the best of both of them.
Yeah, he plays Paul Newman parts, but he does have a Redford look.
He's got a Redford
when
look.
He did River Runs Through It, he looked like young Robert Redford. And by the way, that movie's fucking unbelievable.
It's a pretty amazing movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty harsh, man. It's like,
yeah,
it's real.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's really rough.
I like it when he says it was a harsh world and we admired it.
Yeah.
That stuck with me, that line. Like, okay, it is harsh, but that's the way things are.
But here's something I always think about Paul Newman. How many roles did he get because James Dean died? Because I kind of feel like James Dean would have gotten HUD, would have gotten, like 10 of those things.
Yeah.
Because he was up above Paul Newman at the time.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys
that's an interesting point. Yeah.
You guys ever see that YouTube where they're fucking flirting? James Dean and Paul Newman
are flirting with each other?
Flirting with each other.
You're kidding me.
Showed me this like a long time ago. I kind of remember it.
It's crazy. A screen test for East of Eden. And is that it, Chris?
This is it.
All right.
And
we're
they're flirting?
Watch it. Yeah. If you want to find this online, what's it under, Chris?
If you just Google, if you just search on YouTube, Paul Newman, James Dean, it's the first thing that comes up.
Okay. Just put it on for a second.
Do they make out?
It's close.
Because I don't think I want to see that.
Did they take like a flight? What? Yeah. Look over here. Look at you. Oh, aren't you? Now over here. Look right at me, will you? Now above me, right above the camera. Look right at it. Yeah. Now don't right in the goddamn lens. What's that? Did they take like a flight? What? Yeah. Look over here. Look at you. Oh, aren't you? Now over here. Look right at me, will you? Now above me, right above the camera. Look right at it. Yeah. Now don't right in the goddamn lens. That's it. All right. Now come over here. Look at me. Now look at each other. Just surly. Now what do you think of each other? Wow! No, we can't print that. You think you can hit the Bobby Sox League? Answer me. Do you think you can? You think you can hit the Bobby Sox League? Yeah, all that want to go. Huh?
Wow, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Who is that just bossing these guys around?
Yeah, that's the. I think this had to do with.
Whether I go for the girls, though, you know. Oh, you think the girls go for the gym? Oh, look great. Size them up. Kiss me. Can't hear.
Can't hear.
Well, look straight over there at the sound. That's it. He's a surly bastard.
So they're just doing
weird, huh?
Yeah, it's weird,
sexual
right?
tension.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And he goes, kiss me. And he goes, I can't hear.
I can't hear. I'm wearing a bow tie.
And this would have been in the 50s, right? When most people didn't know, and at least they say Dean was bi, but fucking Newman knew how to play the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow,
he was like,
crazy.
He said, what do you think of each other? And he's like, you can't print that or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Can't print that. Yeah. Can't tell you what I think. I can't wait to get this guy alone.
Chris, send me that for later.
Ben Bailey, always great to see you, my friend.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so
too.
much.
This was a lot of fun.
Ben Bailey live and uncensored. It's available on therealbenbailey.com. You can also purchase it on iTunes and Amazon.com.
Yeah, I think you can get it pretty much anywhere. But
Okay.
if you buy it on my website, then I get all the money.
Then he gets 100% of the money. All right, Ben, we'll see you next time, buddy.
All right. Thanks,
Peace.
you guys.
Can you believe it's Thanksgiving week?
Nope, I can't. I actually cannot. I can't believe we have entered holiday season. Did you see out front now? We're already moving into the Christmas decorations are up.
Oh, it's done. Thanksgiving is the beginning of Christmas season. You can't even bitch anymore when it's Thanksgiving. You can bitch right up till today, but after this point,
yeah,
you're like, all right, Christmas music is on. And I saw snow flurries when I was leaving today.
Me too. It's really cold. It feels like a wintry cold out there now.
Now, this is weird. I was out in Central Park on Saturday, and there was still leaves up. It was a warm day.
Yeah.
Everybody was in,
it felt like
enjoying. There were people even lying out in the sun. But today, flurries.
We've moved into the winter zone.
If I was in school right now, I'd probably be clipping out snowflakes and putting it up on the, trying to put my snowflake up on the window. And then our teacher would say, I got to look at the other first grades, and I think that we've got the best decorations.
Nice.
And the pride that I would get knowing that we had better scissor skills than the other first grade. Isn't it funny how much you hate the other class?
Oh, yeah.
Like you want to beat them in everything.
It's like a foreign land. It's like a foreign country.
Good point.
Oh, my God.
But you not only want to beat them in kickball, you also want to beat them in spelling. Yeah. You want to show that there's better spellers in your class than those fucking dunces.
I hated the other class.
Despise them.
And I remember just sitting there thinking, oh my God, what if I had been put in the other class? What if that was my life? What kind of bizarro world would I be living in?
I had teachers that always told us that the other class was doing better, and the class the year before mine just fucking crushed it every single year.
Of course they did.
No one ever said, look, guys, we looked it over. And you guys just testing through the roof. I mean, we had some real fucking dunces in here. I'm talking about gorillas wearing pants. But you guys are something else. Instead, I had to hear how they were going to go on to better things and that we were animals. Hate the other class, though.
Yeah. I guess it's a little healthy competition.
I don't know if it was that healthy with me. I was setting out to kill them. Up on the iBank today, it's stuff about the new comedy channels. And, we were talking about this earlier, too, about listening to comedy as opposed to anything else. Chris Stanley, we haven't heard much out of you today. I know Ben Bailey pushed you out of the way when you thought, you know what I mean? It was your day, and then Ben came in and we just fawned on him.
It's Ben Day.
I mean, I love Cash Cab. I love, I want to see the special on realbenbailey.com. But
did I ever tell you the Cash Cab story? I never told you this. This is how I met Ben. So Cash Cab comes out, immediately love it, and all of us with the show immediately love it. So we're over on, it's just out for like a number of weeks, and we're over on Lexington, and there's like some burger joint there. I can't think of what it is. So we go upstairs, to get our burgers, and walk there. There's Ben Bailey from Cash Cab. I don't even know it's Ben Bailey yet. I look at him, I go, Cash Cab. And he's like, right, I'm Cash Cab. Right? He's so ready to be recognized because the show is new. And it's on one of the, it was on like the Travel Channel, right? So the whole fucking restaurant starts going, yes. It was his whole crew. We're the only people that were eating. And they were all thrilled that we saw Cash Cab. And I invited him in right away. When that thing came out, we were probably his first, he's going to do something for Cash Cab.
Right.
They weren't even ready to start promoting it yet. And I'm like, come on over. Yeah, we were crazy about it. All they ever wanted was to walk into a Cash Cab. He bought the old Cash Cab, too. He owns it.
Does he really?
Yeah, sometimes he takes it to gigs and sets it out front.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my friends used to always watch Cash Cab, always play along, and we'd be like, how do we get on the Cash Cab? Because we were like, look, if you have 2, even 3 people, you're like, it would be well worth it. You go way farther because you're putting your heads together. Mm-hmm. And we were like, where do we have to be? Who can we talk to? We wanted to be on it so badly.
Yeah, I think the whole country wanted to take a cash cab.
It would kill me on cash cab if someone didn't go to double the cash at the end. Like however much money they won, there was like a video clue.
Yeah, because it was only like, I have $400, I don't want to risk it.
No, risk it. You can get it, dude. And the video clues, I felt like they went easy on. Like it wasn't.
No, I disagree. The video clues were always tricky. Always tricky.
All right, here's what we'll do. Go to YouTube, go to a cash cab, and just go to the video clue. Nothing else.
Okay.
And let's see, like, if the three of us were in a cash cab. Now, I got to agree with it. We're going for it.
Yeah.
I'm not, because I don't want to be seen as a guy not going for it.
No. You've got to go for it.
I got news for you. $400 isn't a life changer, neither is $800.
Right.
But the way you're perceived.
The way you're looked at.
Yeah,
and it's a better story. Like, because you know, if you told somebody, I was on cash cab, oh my gosh, did you win some money? Yeah. Did you double down is going to be like the first thing they ask.
No, you don't be like, no,
oh,
I didn't double down, but I won $225.
Yeah. Who cares? It's about the story. You got to go for it.
And it would drive me crazy if it was too long of a ride and they eventually ran out of shit. You know what I mean? Like, they were doing great. They got a bunch in a row. And then before you know it, like, they start losing.
Okay. Here's a video bonus.
Just turn it up loud so we can hear it.
On a video bonus question.
Come on, double.
So take a minute, decide what you want to do.
I say double. Lisa wants to do it. But now you're still in the car with nothing.
Yes, I'm offered double or nothing.
We're going to go double or nothing.
Good.
Let's go.
We're going to go double or nothing.
We're going to do it.
All right, ladies, here we go. This is it.
Okay.
This is for $1,800 or absolutely no dollars at all.
Wow.
Ooh.
Take a look at the screen.
Okay.
And good luck. Famously shot by Ansel Adams, this massive chunk of granite is perhaps the best-known geological landmark in California. Known as Cleft Rock in the local Native American tongue, what is the name of this photogenic rock formation?
I was going to go Yosemite, but I think that's wrong. Do you guys know it all?
No, like they're asking what the specific name of that.
Is it Yosemite though?
I think they want the specific name of the rock.
Is that like that's what I was trying to figure out? Are we
okay, then I think it's El Capitan.
Oh, that sounds good.
You guys with me?
I mean, I'm going to go with you since I don't have a guess.
All right, let's go for it.
Okay.
Cleft, we should know this. Yeah, you should know it. You're the photographer. I have no clue. I've never been there.
Possibly. I've been there 5 times. You think I would know this?
All right, we're going to need an answer, ladies.
Yeah, we don't know.
El Capitan.
Okay.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Come on, Capitan.
Oh, no answer is incorrect. Ouch, that hurts. There goes $1,800. Half Dome. It's called Half Dome.
We would have lost the fucking money.
Yeah, we would have lost it. We would have lost it.
I look like a dunce, too. I'm the dunce of our group.
I know. Because I look good because I didn't even guess. And I just said, you know what? It's on him. He seems like I'm confident.
So I've heard El Capitan before. So I was like, all right. Yeah,
then I get to turn to you and go, you fucked us.
I used to drink in a bar down in Clearwater called El Capitan. So maybe that's what I was
probably
thinking.
what you were thinking of.
Are you talking about bars we used to drink at? I mean, really bad fucking...
Dive.
I think it was even a dive hotel and bar.
Nice.
You run into them in
Hotel
Florida,
bar.
where you could like, you know what? For an extra $29, I'll just go out and sleep there.
That's a good deal.
Now what are you going to do? Well, see, we would have fucked up.
Yeah, we would have lost.
I'd rather fuck up and then not go for it.
No, I feel pissy now. We could have left with $900.
What are we going to do with $900? We were going for 18.
Anything. You could do anything.
Come on, Gail, let's be real. $900 is go like that. We needed the 18 to really spend.
$900 is going to go like that.
Rockety rolling whatnot.
I mean, $900 is trash. You know what I mean?
I walk down the block, I'll spend that $300 immediately.
Vito, we haven't let your dumbass in the show today, right?
What's up, Vito?
No. What's up, guys?
How you come you've been so quiet today?
I've been thinking a lot about like global warming.
Well, just settle down before you get your dumb question. Let me just talk like a human being. Does this mean that you got one of your dumb questions?
Yeah.
Now he can't be a person. What was the one that he did so good with?
Where does the sky start? He thought if he was in a hammock, he was in the sky.
No, he wasn't.
Technically, you are.
We're not going by technically. We're going by real life.
I got tweets from many people saying I was right that you are in the sky.
Well, first of all, tweets doesn't make you fucking right, does it?
It's bullshit.
You know who else gets fucking tweets? White supremacists.
Yeah.
You going around thinking they're good?
It's like the guy said to me, Snopes. Snopes told me that Hillary didn't win the popular vote. Okay, dude, then you're right.
Right. 1.5 million right now. That's the latest count. 1.5 million.
Go to every other news source there is, but Snopes said it, then fine.
This is the thing about Hillary. I heard she's working in a laundry.
Oh, God.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I guess she's rebooting.
I hope
you know
she's
what?
happy.
It's good work. You know, it's honest work.
She should open up a laundromat/bar.
All right. She's not opening up anything, Chris. She's lucky to be working at all. Do you understand her emails? Her emails were seen.
Don't you understand she read her email at work, at her work email at home?
Unsecure
That's
server.
fucking crazy. Even though no one got into it, it still freaks me out.
Yeah,
just
I
knowing
mean, she should be locked up for reading her work email at home.
Lock her up. Lock her up.
Oh, it's not all cock. Really.
All right.
So what is going on?
Your cuck thing finally went out?
Yeah. The cuck cup.
Remember earlier when I was all happy thinking that someone actually bought the product we were pushing and it ended up just being a parody?
Mm-hmm.
Cuck.
You've been cucked.
Yeah. All right, Vito, what do you got?
All right, so one of the big issues with global warming and climate change is that the water is going to like take over our country in different areas. New York being one of them.
Take over our country.
Not invading.
They're taking our jobs. This
The water's going to take over. We're going to be like living in Waterworld, basically. That's a big fear.
No one ever said we're going to be living in Waterworld.
Waterworld said it, but
some of the coastline, yes, it'll raise.
So I have an idea for how we can just avoid that. Around the ice caps, the poles where the snow is melting and it's like causing an overflow in the future. If you were to build a wall, like a good amount away from it, but around the ice caps and everything, you could block the water from coming over here. And then you could avoid the water from flowing all over our country. And
well, first of all, what you're talking about is a dam, right?
Around a few big circular
how
ones.
high would you have to, if it's going to take this, okay, so it's going to destroy coastlines and it's going to change our coastlines, right? How high would this wall have to be in order to take all this water?
I have two answers for that. One, you could just build up the wall, but we have places like California that have a drought issue. We can collect that water, kind of like a water cooler, where like you have a spout when it's getting full and you need to like let out through the bottom, but this will be at the top,
if you will.
And we can siphon that water out and ship it to places like California that are having drought issues.
All right, so what this is a dam, right? So while we're sitting here, look up the price tag of the Hoover Dam. And adjust it, too, for inflation.
It's like 2020.
Mr. Mojo Rising, that shit.
He doesn't like that name, Mr. Mojo Rising, though.
So at the time, it was $49 million, which is
so see what it would be now.
$750 million today.
First of all, I find that hard to believe. It's got to be over $1 billion if you're going to do it today.
It's huge.
Yeah. And this thing would probably have to be, I would say, 7,000 to 100,000 times bigger than the dam. And you're putting this straight into the Arctic Circle. So the pricing alone to do that.
The manpower.
Yeah, would be astronomical. All right, let's say it would almost like your wall would be a dam that looks like it would be built around the United States, if I'm looking at it correctly.
I mean, it's huge.
But think about all the money we'll save from like having to repair our states and our cities that get annihilated by water flood.
Right.
No, look, you don't have to pitch me that it's a great idea to have a water wall built up. By the way, I guess we're doing it around the North and South Poles, right?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
This giant wall's going to spread into space. We just
I
don't
like
have the
that
technology.
his solution is not to take care of climate change. Like, we'll still be able to live the way we live, pollute. We'll still be able to enjoy because we have this giant aquarium that is holding in all this water.
Ever since I was a kid, everybody goes ice caps, ice caps, ice caps. I'm giving you a solution for ice caps and not flowing over into our cities.
The problem is the ice caps disappear.
First of all, there's two things. A, you've stole this bit from Donald Trump, build a wall. B, You're fucking dumber than if someone said, let's send the deer out there by train.
You'd think that, but I have every single thing planned. One, if we're worried about keeping the ice caps cold, water is a power of electricity now. We could just put one of those wheels out there. We could just put one of the wheels outside the wall, and that could keep everything cool with a generated system.
Now you bring up Trump. One of the things are is Trump ever going to be able to build a wall? And this is not an underwater wall. It's just a tall wall that's 2,000 miles long that's going to be insanely expensive that they cannot figure out how he would ever be able to do this.
And they're saying, Trump, you can't keep out some renegade Mexicans. Yet you're telling us that you can keep the Arctic Ocean walled in.
But this, I think, will actually be cheaper than you guys are thinking because because think about it, this is for the environment. We could get Greenpeace involved. We could get volunteers that'll just want to help.
Greenpeace doesn't have any money.
Why would you think that Greenpeace would have enough money?
No, they just send their people
to wall in the ocean.
How many fucking people and scientists and engineers does Greenpeace have?
They go on those cruise ships all the time.
Cruise ships.
It goes any boat a cruise ship. Sean.
President Vito, do you intend to make Antarctica pay for this wall, sir?
He's going to make a fucking polar bear pay for it.
I mean, they're probably not helping things with their electronics out there, making it hotter and hotter. I don't know why they're never part of the issue.
You're dumb as a fucking donut, my friend.
Dude, it's a good idea, especially with the spout system. We could kill two birds with one stone. Then California's getting water up the ass.
But it'll be mixed in with salt water too, and desalination plants are fucking expensive.
It's not even going to be
shit.
fucking mixed in. It would be pure salt water. I don't know why you think pouring salt water into the desert is going to be anything but a fucking problem.
So refreshing.
Wait, what is your idea also to be moving this water there?
Yeah. So we could just siphon the water out into kind of like a freight system right outside the water wall.
You're trying to pipeline this shit.
Yeah, we're going to just bring water over to California.
How far do you think that's going to be?
What do you mean, how far?
How far is it from your piping this
not
from the Arctic Circle all the way down into California?
No, not one pipe out to California. We put the water into freights outside the wall. So actually,
freights? Do you understand this is the fucking Arctic Circle? What fucking freighters?
We're bringing freighters out there to help the situation.
The fucking freighters have a fucking problem even being up that fucking high. The weather and seas are fucking unbelievable. They're unforgiving.
You're going to have to fucking build this freight system.
By the way, I don't even, not only do I think that you can't put a wall there, I bet you couldn't even put a fucking billboard up there. Just a billboard that comes out of the fucking sea, fucking trying to say, come to rogue fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, forget
it's not
it.
Gonna happen.
Just think about, I mean, look up the depths of the ocean up there. I mean, it would be insane. Now you're not even talking about 2,000, how we talk about the 2,000-mile long wall. Now think of the depth.
But this is to save the world, so isn't it worth the price?
There is no price. You can't do it. Technically, you can't do it. You can't build a wall around the fucking North Pole that holds the ocean in. I don't know why we're having this conversation.
It's not possible.
If you think about a wall, it's like if you're in a pool.
Yeah, did you ever see a wall in a pool?
Look, if you're building this fucking giant wall in salt water, it's going to erode the fucking metal, and you're going to be constantly just.
Wait, what is your wall made out of? Maybe it's got something else.
Well, just out of basic cement. What a pool wall would be made out of.
A pool wall.
Water erodes shit. This thing isn't viable.
I've met people with saltwater pools.
He is right about that.
Okay.
There are saltwater pools.
You got me.
So this can't be done. So you're saying this can't be done.
Ernest Hemingway had a fucking saltwater pool.
All right, first of all, you're building this fucking wall. You're building a 3,000-foot wall before you even hit air. I mean, that's how deep the fucking Arctic Ocean is.
You mean the sky?
And how's your concrete? Fucking seriously, how's it drying up there in the Arctic?
Well, it doesn't matter about the dry. I mean, drying over time to get ready.
Yes, as you put it into the ocean. How are you putting that in?
Wait a minute.
I guess we have to put outside to dry. We have to put a plywood outside, not plywood, but a plexiglass outside the wall as it goes up. But that'll be fine. We don't need it up for that long because it's just protecting the dryness, and that'll take a few hours.
Look, just say this fucking wall gets built. I feel like it's gonna destroy weather patterns in the actual
I'm not
Earth.
concerned about weather patterns. I'm concerned about water.
It should be because that's gonna fuck up the population of the planet.
844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Is this another wall you want to build, America? I know it turns you on. Here's Matt.
They love walls.
Matt, what's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to propose as a maybe more efficient plan. Maybe we should just move all those people to Mars, colonize Mars. It might be a little cheaper.
I would rather go for the idea of going to Mars.
That actually sounds more doable than
the ocean wall.
The wall will pay for itself because it could be an attraction that people would want to go see.
No one can get to the fucking North Pole, dude.
Why
would they visit?
There'll be a fucking webcam for people to watch it. No one's going to actually go to the fucking... Who goes to the Arctic Ocean anyway? Wouldn't they rather see fucking polar bears and, I don't know, penguins?
First of all right... No one even wants to go to fucking Greenland. They're going to be at the lowest part of fucking Greenland. No one's going up to... How they traveling there? Fucking dog sled?
The Concorde plane.
So that's the wall.
What's that?
The Concorde plane that goes like 8 hours from here to England.
Concorde hasn't fucking flown in years, dude. You put zero fucking thought into this.
It's at the Intrepid right now.
Yes, because it's a fucking museum. It's a
fucking graveyard over there. The Concorde.
Dutch, what's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at the Concorde. All I can say is, you go in the water, icebergs in the water, the wall goes in the water.
Okay.
Our wall. Farewell and adieu to you, Vito Fitzgerald.
I am certainly ready to throw him into that fucking water. I'd like to even just send you into Canada in the fucking winter and see how you hold up.
You drop.
You know what? Go up there, go up there and build a snow fort. If you can fucking pull that off, I might send you to build your goddamn salt water wall. Here's Paul. Paul.
Hello?
Yeah.
Vito, you want to freight in salt water from the Arctic to California. They have the Pacific Ocean right next to them.
They've had a It's what, do you not watch the news and see the drought issue over there?
What's that?
The drought issue. It's like he doesn't even acknowledge
the Pacific Ocean is right there, splashing against them.
Yeah, but we can't.
If your fucking saltwater worked, they just take buckets and throw it in their yard.
I've seen Bear Grylls on Man vs. Wild turn salt water into regular water.
Yeah,
He's a fucking sham, that guy.
They would already have that solution right next to it. And I'm also laughing that we're so mad about the wall we didn't even see how obvious to make fun of you that would be.
They even sell a straw right now that you can put into salt water and it turns into fresh water.
If you could desaltinate water, no one would be fucking having drought issues. But you can't. It costs too much money. You think no one's thought about fucking taking the salt out of water before? For love of fuck, there's nothing but salt water on this fucking planet.
What about the snow water? Is that salt?
It's gonna mix with the fucking salt water, and that's thus ruining all your fucking freight water.
Nothing's better than the two of them trying to fight it over.
So we could grab the snow and ship it over there.
The snow water.
Before it turns into salt.
And now you're just moving salt out of the wall.
Marcus, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Vito, why are you going to send so many people to get killed to build this wall to save people from getting killed?
Nobody's going to get killed.
It's a construction site.
Have you ever been to a fucking... When they build a bridge, people die. You're building the greatest fucking thing in the history of mankind. The greatest and most expensive.
Thank you for calling it that.
We're going to probably lose millions of lives.
Easily.
Before someone says, we've been trying this wall for a year. We've got a 5-foot fucking wall going.
If this was our best option, you know what? We didn't need Miami. We could have just got rid of a little coastline.
Eric, Colorado.
Hey, Bennington. Hey, Vito, I got a quick question for you. So global warming, global climate change, whatever they want to call it, they've been saying since the 60s that Miami was going to be underwater by 2020. Last time I checked, Miami is nowhere near being underwater. I think you're kind of in search of a problem. You're trying to come up with a solution to a problem that's not there.
Sounds like you're denying climate change, and I'm trying to fix it.
Listen to the alt-right.
Yeah.
We're not building this fucking wall, dude.
They love walls. I'm giving them a whole other wall we can all look forward to.
None of us are looking forward to it, and all of us know it can't be done.
No.
That's the problem.
The
With
wall,
this fucking white elephant that you're building up there.
the wall can pay for itself.
No, it can't.
Why does he keep saying that? What does
Because
that mean?
it's going to save the world. At least our country can be safe.
Okay.
Save the wall, save the world.
Why won't you just put this wall up since you can block the ocean around Miami? It's going to be cheaper and a nice fucking warmer climate to work in.
I'm not only worried about Miami, though. I'm worried about New York. I'm worried about, like Manhattan could go under.
Yeah, let's put a wall around it. A fucking seawall. That can be done.
Then, we'll have trouble getting in and out. At least over there, it's out of everybody's way.
It can't be done, what you're fucking describing. And look at you. You'll do anything to protect your wall. You'll fight off any other idea. You're not looking for a solution, my friend. You're looking for a giant fucking wall around the North Pole. And that makes you dangerous.
Yeah, just because you're Mr. Wall. You're Mr. Sugar Wall.
He's Wall Boy.
PJ, Colorado.
Hey, Benningtons, I want to commend you for your great works in the public arena here for allowing people with mental defects a voice to be able to be heard on the radio for these stupid ideas. Please, someone go smack him in the back of the head.
I don't know, sounds like you don't like creativity.
Jack in Ohio.
Hey, I'm here to support Vito here. Hey, first of all, glaciers aren't salt water. They feed our rivers, so they're regular water. You could pipe that water down to the United States and help out. And we could build his wall out of scrap plastic and car tires, shit we just can't find no place to get rid of anyway. So Vito might be onto something here.
Garbage wall?
A rubber wall?
Do you want a wall of trash around this fucking place? Because I think it's just going to be floating.
Yeah, I mean, how are we going to make that?
What about the Great Barrier Reef? That's all that garbage. We could just ship some of that out there.
First of all, the Great Barrier Reef is not fucking garbage. But did you think that was all garbage?
I thought it was all garbage.
No,
why?
Oh my God,
We built
he's
part of this
confusing
city on garbage.
Are you thinking of the
Great
garbage?
Barrier Reef is in Australia.
Yeah, you're thinking of the Pacific garbage patch or whatever they called
Great
it.
Barrier Reef's coral. It's alive and shit.
He's getting confused.
I'm talking about the big garbage pile that's out in the middle
Yeah,
of the
that's
ocean.
not the Great Barrier Reef.
They say
That's what they called the Pacific Garbage Patch, which I think they said it was made up. Anyway.
Garbage patch should be that thing between his lips.
Oh.
I mean his dick lips. Tom in California.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon.
Hey.
Hey, Carlsbad, California. It's just north of San Diego. They have a desalination plant, and that thing pumps out so much fresh water that they're actually dumping the fresh water back into the ocean.
This is fucking Chinatown. That we got a drought going on, and they're dumping fucking fresh water back in. Look,
we don't need it.
I know this. California can't be helped. It's too fucking corrupt. I've seen it from Jack Nicholson.
He showed us the way all those years ago.
All right, Vito. I want you to give me a price on what this is going to fucking... What's the price that you need right now to build your fucking Arctic wall?
Just to get started, I'd say...
No, not to get started.
Your price
I want to
tag.
know, end of the day, what are we paying?
15 bills.
No fucking way. This is a $2 trillion project, at the least.
You're throwing out numbers you don't know anything
I
about.
still don't even think that would...
You don't think it would cover it?
I know. I don't think that would cover it. We're talking about a wall so high. This water that we are talking about, this theoretical water, when it melts, is going to disperse across the planet enough to
seems like
ruin coastlines. Then it's going to have to be not only ridiculously deep for the ocean, and even deeper, I'm guessing, in order to make it completely tight and no water leakage, but then preposterously high on top of that.
Yeah, it's impossible.
It doesn't have to be that high because of the spout.
The fucking spout. No one wants old fucking salt water. All right?
The one's going to shoot it across the planet.
No, the freighter system.
Look, the spout isn't going to relieve anything.
Speed in which it's traveling. I mean, it doesn't even
pipe
make
dream.
sense.
If there's well, let's face something else too. If there's one hole in this wall, it's fucking useless.
Yeah, the whole thing's going to fall apart on us. I mean, do we even have enough fucking material?
No, we don't. We don't have enough material in the rest of the earth to build this wall.
We built the pyramids in ancient Egypt. We could build a wall.
That's totally
It's fucking. This would be so much bigger than the fucking pyramids.
Exactly. This is big.
Yes, so we don't have enough material.
No, like what?
Money,
what
we don't have
materials?
enough anything. You're going to bankrupt the planet.
Everyone has to pitch in. It's like you literally have to empty your home of all materials.
Dude, they're going to be hanging you
sent
off
up
this
there.
fucking wall. You're going to die in fucking riot. They're going to Mussolini you.
Good.
Leroy.
Half, Bill.
Leroy in Canada.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, what's up?
I cannot believe this isn't a stick from Vito, because the whole fucking concept is bizarre. I've been to the North Pole. You get a 3-week window in August that the ice breaks up or thins enough that you can get icebreakers in there to move ships in, to move products in or out, like if you're mining up there. And the other thing is, it's Canada. What makes you think you're going to just come up there, put up a wall, and ship it to fucking California, who's a coastal fucking state, where you can ship it out of California and pump it all over if the water was usable? My God.
Why don't you want to help California? What's your issue with them? They have a huge drought. It's been a big thing. You've seen it in every friggin' movie.
Can I tell you something?
Every movie is about the California drought, by the way.
The drought's over also.
I watched the Rams game. It was fucking pouring.
It's like, holy shit.
It was pouring there. But yeah, this is another thing of the ugly American. The Canadians, it's their fucking country. Stay away from that. And by the way, you know one of the things they sell? Fresh water. They've got the greatest fresh water reserves in the world. And you're saying, let's go and take it from them.
But this could save the planet. This could save countries, like states, from getting just torn up by water. And you're saying that they wouldn't want to help save that?
Don't you think there's a lot of things going on bad in the world that we don't fucking help right now?
Yeah, but this is our thing.
Yeah, exactly, Vito.
He doesn't care.
They want to save New York.
Stop it. Now you've turned to stupid.
Now you're just being xenophobic.
Ray, Georgia.
Hey, to listen to Chris and Vito argue, it's like the special ed kids arguing whether Santa Claus is real or not.
Why am I getting dragged
Because
into
it
this?
did sound like who would win a fight, Santa Claus or fucking Superman with you two. Hey, Sean in Iowa.
Hey, I just wanted to ask Vito, how does he plan to get the cement all the way to the bottom of the ocean when theoretically a submarine can only go about 500 meters deep? And the ocean's like 2,000 meters deep?
It's 3,400 feet.
We have deep sea engineers and mechanics.
Yeah, but the fucking pressure is too much.
It will shatter your goddamn wall. Like I said, you couldn't put up a pole with a billboard on it. That would be the 15 bill that you're talking about. Would just be a single pole and then a billboard at the top. But look at you fucking wiping your sweat away.
Because you know it's ridiculous.
You just blew your entire budget on a fucking billboard on the end of a pole.
You're lucky if you get a buoy out there.
You're not going to put a buoy. The fucking sea would tear that thing apart.
You're lucky if. Well, we got this buoy out here, so we got...
All we have to do is get down to the bottom of the ocean, test a small cement wall, see how much cement it takes to build.
Do you know how many people have been down at the bottom of the ocean? James Cameron and 3 other dudes.
We've been there before.
Do you understand that we've never tried to build anything?
Yeah, like we're not
just
down
getting there is risking your life. Those dudes who went down even to look at the Titanic were risking their lives.
But they did it.
Oh, motherfucker, they weren't building a wall.
Yeah,
they were just taking a trip.
They were just looking. They were just looking around. They couldn't even do anything. They were just in a tiny little pod.
It's like going into space.
If nothing could survive down there, then how's the Titanic just down there chilling?
They're not survived. They're dead.
But I mean, the boat is still out. Exactly.
It's deteriorated.
He just had to explain everyone on the Titanic.
There's no one in a fucking air pocket going like this. Hey, we can start a wall building business.
They're
Seriously.
down there still doing the Irish jigs, just loving it.
Hey, racism.
So if bolt metal could survive without collapsing down there.
It can't. It collapses on
It's
itself.
rusted. It's not fucking good anymore. It's shit. It's bad
down there, though, dude.
But it can't. It's not fucking watertight.
Yeah, and if what you're saying was so easy, then we would just pull that thing up and just be like walking around on the Titanic. Like you're acting like not only to get down to the bottom of the ocean is an easy thing, but you want to have a task while you're down there.
What about submarine metal?
All right, you know what? I want you to call Marcus Hook over.
Get him.
There he comes.
Young Marcus.
Marcus, are you working tomorrow or no?
No, I'm not. I'll be on Wednesday.
So we'll see you after Thanksgiving. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to come back after Thanksgiving with the actual price of what this wall would cost, all right? I want this fucking idea destroyed before it leaves here.
Are we talking Arctic and Antarctic wall, or just the Arctic?
Let's do both, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to get a price. And I swear to God, it would be cheaper for us to fucking go and shoot cartoons on another planet before we did this.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this would be the craziest price. Like, it's almost an unfathomable amount of money. I would imagine that's what it's going to be.
And resources. Like, there's just not enough metal and fucking concrete and whatever. We'd be mining asteroids.
No. I just said 2,800 Hoover dams at $1 billion each is 28 quadrillion. That's 100 times the total wealth of the world.
And that's just a small estimate, because we're not even talking about the height that would have to go into keeping this water in if global warming.
It's fool's gold.
Yeah.
No matter how what we're chasing right now is fool's gold. This thing will never happen, even if we had the will and the means. The ocean would still destroy it.
But is part of the money that we're talking about like labor prices?
And the fucking height. Oh,
Please,
God.
God.
I hate you.
It's like, why? Do you have an idea on that? To get some cheap labor? You know, a couple guys will do it for a good price? Is that what you're saying?
Can I just point out to you that human beings couldn't even make the steel pier work? And that's a fucking pier outside of Atlantic City that a horse jumped off. And it was still too expensive.
And
you're a fucking nut.
The Hoover Dam's 700 feet high. So we're talking 20 times the height of that. So.
Easily 20 times. We're holding back all the ice that's melting.
And we're going to be building constantly because it's shaking to stop melting.
Yeah,
That's ice that's spout.
But here's the upside. You're going to flood California with salt water. So
where nothing will grow again.
Are you, by the way, labor costs, you're figuring nobody's paying for labor?
No, I'm just saying, I said before, we could get a lot of volunteers in on this from Greenpeace.
You won't get one fucking volunteer from Greenpeace.
And scientists would love to get in on this.
They're not going to chase this fucking fool's errand, bro. They're going to say you're an asshole and they ain't going to fucking help you.
We are not fucking doing this, dude.
This is a shit show you're fucking setting this up for.
Cam.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, they can't even build a wall to protect New Orleans from a storm.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like
that's another thing. It's just like, think about just the destruction that it's going to have to withstand and constant upkeep. Like, just aside from the original price, which we cannot afford. It's not even something that is possible. We don't have the materials and the money. But now imagine, let's just say it existed. Let's just say for some reason this thing already existed. I don't even think we would have the money to upkeep that thing.
No, hell no.
We constantly do bridges. By the time we finish repairing a bridge,
your boy Trump is running on that right now.
What happened to the whole thing was by the time you finish cleaning the bridge, you got to go back the other way and finish cleaning it.
Here's the first of all, Stephen Bannon, who you worked for and helped him get Trump elected. He's saying he wants $1 trillion to redo bridges, airports, and stuff like that. And people are yelling, we don't have any money. We don't have the money for this. His would actually help people. It would be safe, and yet there would be danger to the jobs of building bridges, tunnels, redoing roads, new roads. He's asking for $1 trillion. That's for everywhere in the United States. Your thing of trying to build a fucking wall around not only the North Pole, but the South Pole.
God damn.
Fighting both the Arctic Ocean and the unlivable Antarctic. You're bankrupting this fucking planet.
He's only looking for money from this country. I'm looking for money from everybody.
Who's going to give it to you? Fucking Nigeria?
No. China's our ally. They'll help us out.
China's our ally. You better fucking take a good look at the fucking world right now, my friend.
China
ain't putting up a fucking yen to build this wall of yours.
They want to see us drown, bro.
They want to protect New York just as bad as I do.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't even go by the same year as us.
They barely care about Shanghai. What the fuck do they do caring about New York?
They're fucking telling everybody that it's the year of the duck.
Yeah.
Okay? So, you ain't going to get fucking anything from them.
No.
John, or Jason, Arkansas.
Yeah, nobody caught it, but I think Vito solved his problem with the cement. A while ago, he said the Titanic was boat metal, so he could just build the wall out of recycled boat metal.
Oh, God.
Did you use the phrase boat metal?
Yeah, I did use the phrase boat metal, but I never said recycled boat metal. I just used the Titanic as an example.
Now,
Yes, I know, but now you take it and recycle it. You're saving, and you're recycling.
Yeah, so we're just using boat metal to build the wall because I see it down there in the bottom of the ocean floor holding up just fine.
It isn't holding up just fine. Get one picture of what the fucking Titanic
Look
looks
at
like
this
now.
shit. It's a shit show, dude. Look, this is fucking. It's not. You can't even see the metal. It's nothing but rust.
See if you can scrape some of that off so we can see the boat metal.
God damn it!
That thing looks pretty well held up for something
You
at the
fucking
bottom of the
can't
ocean
drop
floor.
a goddamn penny on that. It'll go right through. If we have a wall that looks like that around the whole fucking Arctic, we're fucked.
Not to mention, how deep is the Titanic? Like, where, at what place?
Yeah, what's the deepest it dropped in?
Because I have a feeling like most submarines, like, how deep are they even going?
12,000 feet. We're going to be going 4,000 feet deep.
Like, your average, Navy submarine, what do you think you're going, like, 800,000? What are these vessels that we're going to be using?
We're not doing
3,000
Don't even fight yourself. We're not doing any of this
So
shit.
we're going to have to build these vessels first.
And how many fucking submarines are there? Yeah, what, 4 in the fucking
Let me
world?
tell you something. Here's what I'm going to say now.
That's dumb.
No.
No,
you know what's
this is
fucking dumb? If you started a Kickstarter right now, you couldn't raise $400. And that's using your fucking relatives, too. Jessica in Chicago.
Yeah, I feel like the sheer density of all this concrete is going to make the ocean rise so high.
Oh, shit.
It's like it's going to have to be twice as high as he thinks it is.
Because it's going to displace all that water.
It's just going to keep rising the more the wall gets built.
Why don't we do this instead? We get a giant belt, we wrap it around your neck, and we fly you off a fucking blimp.
These people keep ignoring the spout that I brought up before that'll help the issue with the water rising.
Oh my God, the spout.
Where are you going to displace the fucking water we're trying to save ourselves from? That's unusable.
The freight.
Nothing makes Chris madder than the
He
spout.
keeps saying freight, too.
Freight for what?
We're going to have outside of the wall, we're going to have a few freights that are going to cycle in and out and
Freight?
carry
What are you
water.
saying, a freighter? A ship?
Yes.
Stop calling them freight.
So we're going to get rid of the fucking oil freighters filled with salt water. It's going to ruin the goddamn freighters. Salt water is horrible for metal. For the love of God.
If I'm in a freighter and I'm loading on fucking salt water, I'll just go, let's just fucking let it go here. Where are they taking it?
To California.
Why?
California.
They've got their own fucking salt water. The Pacific Ocean.
Just boats filled of water. That's what he
This is
thinks.
retarded.
It's the exact opposite a boat should do.
That's the one thing boats don't have to carry. Fucking salt water. You know why? Because they float on the shit. And it's everywhere. Most of the planet's fucking salt water. What are you going to do? Shoot the fucking salt water into space?
Spout.
He just says spout. He just keeps on saying spout.
Motherfucker.
Have you ever seen a water cooler, Chris?
Yeah, it's filled with delicious non-salt water.
Have you?
Seems like you haven't.
It's filled with that good shit.
What are you getting, a foam one?
No, I'm just saying this will be the same spout system as the water cooler.
Hold on. It's got a tap right there on it. That's what you're saying by spout?
Yeah,
You're talking about
right.
a tap?
But
Like it's
up
going to be
high.
a giant Arctic keg?
You're pouring out unusable water. It's salt water. You can't drink it. It's only good for fucking
And also,
fish.
is it where... It doesn't make sense. It's only good for...
What else? Who else is using salt water? Nobody.
Surfers. They use it to surf on.
Who else is using it? Just a fish, right? I mean...
Even fucking fish hate it.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, for the amount of money that Vito's talking about, we could buy everybody on Earth their own shop vac and send them to the coast for $100,000 each. We'd be better off.
We could probably buy everybody their own fucking rocket, shoot them up like fucking Superboy.
Let's do it.
Hope one of them hits a decent planet.
And what's going to happen to the crab population? Because they're up there. King crabs are done. Fucking love king crab. It's depressing.
Here is Doug in Columbia.
Hey, doesn't Vito realize that all the oceans are sort of together, so he could just go right off California and pump the water?
A lot of people are bringing this point up, Vito. You haven't really addressed
once told us why aren't they just pumping water into California now?
Address this
from
shit,
Malibu.
Because they only have a limited amount of water there.
Oh, really? The Pacific Ocean? There's a limit?
We have an excess of growing water with melting ice.
But the
you're thinking about these like they're not connected. That water is dispersing.
That's the issue.
But it's not just going to be straight ice water. It's going to be ice water melt with the fucking salt water.
You know what
He's
the
just
funny
trying to
thing
bottle
is?
this shit.
He makes everybody dumber by debating
I
him.
know.
I feel
the
crazy.
things I've had to say.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to use the term boat metal.
Hey, Charlie in Delaware.
Boat metal looks like shit.
Hey, Ron, if he builds a wall, it'll prevent the cooling of the ocean. And the Arctic Ocean mixed with the mid latitude and cools the ocean. In other words, he would just cause global warming even more.
Oh, no.
My issue's not really with global warming at this point. It's just keeping the surrounding...
This entire conversation started with your
my concern
solution.
But it's the one issue of water coming over and taking over our states.
Our states.
There's other places in the world that are going to get wiped out, too.
This will protect them, too.
Andrew in Jersey.
Hey, instead of building a wall, why don't we build a big giant air conditioner so the polar caps don't melt?
We'd have a better shot with that.
I said before, my wall is going to have the thing outside generating power and keeping it cool inside the wall.
So then why do you need the wall at all?
The wall is to keep the snow in.
There won't be any more snow if there's a wall around the fucking thing. It'll destroy the fucking climate.
Something dumb and then he responds.
He doesn't stop. He fucking acts like he's a smart person.
He thinks he's people.
Insane.
I hate salt water.
I think your problem is with Vito.
That's
Don't
a biased opinion if you hate salt water, and that's what this whole thing's about.
No, it's just came up.
Hey, Forrest, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Listen, I've always really liked Vito, but I think it's time for him to be put down.
Yeah, I have no problem fucking taking him out to see the rabbits, putting two in the back of his head. I'll need a stepladder in, but... Oh, Vito.
Dude.
This could go on all day, but we can't anymore. It's just too much.
I feel exhausted.
That feels like a win.
It's not.
It really isn't. It's the greatest loss known to man.
It's a loss for everybody.
Fucking travesty.
We're all dumber having listened to it.
We're back in here tomorrow. Anything to promote tomorrow, Chris?
No, but the Thanksgiving show will be premiering on this Thursday at noon and replaying Friday, and then airing again on Saturday at 5 p.m. and then Sunday at 9 a.m.
What?
Thanksgiving special.
Why is it running so much?
I want everyone to hear it.
You're going to hear it.
And it'll be available on demand.
You can listen to it all the time then.
Yeah.
Vito, this is the last time I ask you anything.
Good.
That'll be done after today. I shan't make this mistake again. And the thing is that he doesn't learn as you're saying anything to him.
No,
he keeps up an annoying fight.
I would like for it to at least sink in at some point, and you to say, "Okay, this is probably difficult. It's too much money." What I've said doesn't make sense.
What really got to me, he goes, "Wait, are you putting in salaries for the people working on the?
Are you including labor?"
Greenpeace has got it.
Have you figured that into the price? Because we're going to have Greenpeace people helping. You know, Greenpeace isn't trying to fucking save salt water. They're trying to save fucking whales.
This will help the whales too, though.
I doubt it.
No.
This has to do with their world.
You're going to kill all the fucking penguins and all the polar bears and anything else, all narwhals. I don't know what the fuck's down there.
All we're going to kill is humans because the wall is not being built. We won't get 100 foot of this fucking wall up. Ever. For the trillions of dollars we're talking about, we won't get 100-foot of wall.
This is a pathetic
and we're going to
nightmare.
need hundreds of thousands of miles.
I think it'll work.
You don't have to.
You don't even work. All right. We're going to end with some Sharon Jones today. And she will be missed. She was truly one of the great surprises of the last decade. And nobody fought harder to stay here. And you know the funny thing about her too, like I said, she was raised in church. Everything about her had that background, power of prayer. And the thing that got to me is that when they said that she passed away, the Dap Kings were with her. When you have a band that shows up like that, that's something that goes beyond music, you know? And you'd see, like people say, oh, did you see the American Music Awards? I'm like, no, of course not. Why would I want to watch something like that? Every once in a while, somebody who's coming along is great, and we lose her. So do yourself a favor. If you're not familiar with Sharon, just go and look her work up. And if you are familiar with her, then I stand with you today, because this was another rough loss in 2016. So we leave this, and maybe sometime over the break, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, I'll play the times that Sharon was on the show. Just a lovely person. But we'll leave you with a little Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. Take care of each other.